clipboard, just being like, what do these symbols mean?
I mean,
I think that one's a femur.
Yes,
That
is
one.
my
That
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I think.
you know what? That might be where we're headed.
That's the future of healthcare.
We're recording. Oops.
Is it picking up our audio?
It says so, and I checked it. I tested it. It seemed like it was working. So
Sweet.
it says when we're talking, we're doing it. I think Kelly should go first because I'm very interested on your whole
Hell
trip.
yeah.
Okay, well, I need to show you guys something first.
Oh gosh.
I need to show you guys something.
What is
You're
it?
not ready for.
No, not him.
What is that?
It's from what's it called? I kept telling Tony I wanted to
You
go
can
there.
get there.
You got
You
it,
can
you
get
got
there.
it.
You got there.
Wait, I know this too.
B?
Think of
Something with
Ted
the
and
B?
Eddie. Think of Ted and Eddie.
You know,
Yes.
to
Mark, you're on the right
Bucky's?
track.
Buck?
Exactly
It's Buc-ee's?
correct.
Okay.
It's
Nice.
Buc-ee's.
Oh,
There's a
beautiful.
billboard in
Man.
Arizona that says
No way.
951 miles.
I saw that.
Yeah.
In California, right? Isn't that
The
weird?
billboards start 100 miles away.
Wow.
So-
Impressive.
Have any of you guys been to a Buc-ee's?
Nope.
I have not had the pleasure.
I think so.
It's like
No.
it's like Wonderland, but for people who constantly need to be stimulated, like me.
Hmm.
And also a capitalist wasteland.
Oh yeah.
And I'm contributing because I got a puppet. And also, guess what's on my socks?
Ooh.
Buc-ee's?
Yeah.
Is it Bucky?
Yeah, Bucky's socks too. Nice.
Tell me about that.
Yeah.
Oh no, you did. You said you got merch.
Merch.
Yes. You asked if I got merch.
Yeah, no, I said it.
And then I also collect playing cards, so I got Bucky's playing cards.
Nice.
So
Oh,
I've been
that's-
to Bucky's,
That's
and
a
that's
cool
really
collection.
all that matters from the trip.
That's all that happened.
Is that we went to Bucky's?
Talk about New Orleans.
I went to New Orleans for the very first time, and it was fucking incredible. And I've been wanting to go for years and years and years. And I would really like to go back when I'm over the age of 21.
Nice.
How many vampires did you see?
Oh my god. Them in the Ragru, they were skipping down and they were holding hands.
With your
Just-
glasses.
just
With
like
your glasses.
the originals.
Yeah, what? Help!
Oh my god.
Bless you.
Bless you. I
Is that a
think?
sneeze?
No.
Oh.
No, it was.
She's gotta take a
Okay,
quick
she's dying.
puke or what?
Yeah, I thought she was gonna say puke. So if she throws up on the camera, I'm gonna laugh.
That'd be beautiful.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
no.
no. Why did she just turn it off?
What's happening?
Have either of you been to New Orleans before?
Nar.
I've not been to Louisiana.
I never actually made it to New Orleans when I was in Louisiana. So Kelly's the only one.
Yeah.
I haven't been south except for Florida when we all went, and then El Paso to
Yeah.
Texas. So that doesn't really count.
That's like the farthest west in
West.
Texas you can get.
Other than that, I don't think of any southern states that we've
Huh.
been to.
We live in one.
Well, that's southwest.
Southwest.
I
It's south
guess.
part of it. Yeah.
It is south. It's pretty south.
I guess it,
Actually,
doesn't-
very south.
it
yes.
can't count as a south state unless there's a Buc-ee's.
That's correct.
We don't have Buc-ee's. Where does Buc-ee's
What's
start?
Oliver?
It's like a other side of the country mostly, right?
Oh, okay.
I
I don't
think.
know.
I don't know, because the billboard I see is like, I mean, I guess I see it when I'm on my way to Phoenix, and that's going west, but maybe it's just because they're having the people on the east to look at it. But I can see
What?
it going west. So would it be in California also?
Luke, we gotta check if it's in Reno for when
That's-
we
yep.
drop Tony off.
Or we're going to Fresno.
Yeah, we're going to
Ooh,
Fresno,
Fresno.
and then we're going to Reno. You hear about this, Matt?
No, I did not hear.
We're moving Tony because
Right,
Tony's
okay.
moving to Reno, for a program
I
that
did know that.
Mara's going to. But so we're driving 9 hours to Fresno, and then we're driving 5 hours the next day to Reno, and then he's flying us back.
Nice.
Buc-ee's is only in like Texas. It's only Texas.
Oh,
I have
Huh.
insider information.
Only
It's in
east of
other,
Texas.
there are other states, but it's a Texas thing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Interesting.
Is lying to me.
Is that kind of like how In-N-Out like started as a California thing and then it expanded a little
now
bit?
it's in like 4 states or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Guys, guess what just happened?
You threw up.
Well,
You threw up, didn't you?
Did you?
Ow,
I'm so sorry.
gosh.
Only a little bit.
I was kidding.
I wasn't. I knew it was happening.
It was Scream. It was Scream
Ah.
3.
That's
What?
not how it started. It started
As a
differently, but a little bit of throw up.
You feeling okay?
It's
Yeah.
a good welcome
Are you
back.
sick?
No, something.
Oh.
No.
Okay, I'll just accept the no.
I'll explain
we'll
later.
leave it there.
Do I need to pause the podcast so you can explain, or do you not want? I'll pause it. Give me 1 second.
I'll explain to you guys.
And it's unpaused. Kelly's not going to explain what it was. It was just super embarrassing. So.
I don't have a parasite.
You had to
I
clear up.
swear to God, I don't. But I haven't been able to feel 3 of my toes since I've been back.
You have a parasite.
What?
You have gangrene?
ones?
What happened? You got trench
I don't know.
foot?
Okay, so
Which toes?
these ones, these 3. Not
For
the
anyone
big toe
listening,
or the
her
little
socks are
toe.
on, so it's okay.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. That's
That's-
disgusting.
you
I'm
don't
not
get
a
that for
pervert.
free.
Well, so after the wedding, we had to drive for 27 hours back
Oh.
straight. Yeah, it's fine. I already yelled at him about it. But
That's
and so
terrible.
I drove 16 of those, and it's on the foot that wasn't doing the pedal. So I think it was something with the boots I was wearing, even though they're not tight, and like the inactivity. But it's been. It's on the 4th day back, and I still can't feel those toes.
Oh, that's not good. Oh no.
So
what's
fun
the
times.
Podiatrist?
Oh, also, I woke up this morning with like
Oh my gosh.
bloody scratches on my ass. So,
Hold on, because
Rakbaru,
It followed you back.
my ass.
I don't know. I heard something about
Yes.
your ass, but like essentially like your
There's a
audio.
ghost.
So that you guys need to listen to the recording. It was awful. Like the recording sounded terrible. I could not understand what you're saying. So I'm trying to get the internet
Really,
to catch
really,
up.
right?
Because we heard
Wait,
it.
right? As
Where's
Kelly
the
tried to
talk
talk
about
about
the
the
back room?
ghost.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know what she was talking about except for scratches on her butt or something.
That's it.
Ghost.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bloody
Ghost
though.
made
Bloody.
them. Bloody?
They're bloody and they're like in circular.
Wait. Wait. Hold on.
It's on.
Hold on.
You're saying Isn't it like a crop
Stop.
circle? Is it like a crop circle on your butt cheek?
That was even better because we can't see you. I wasn't seeing your reaction to it until girl you now. See, that's why I didn't want to talk about it on the podcast. 'Cause people don't like nail biters.
Oh, okay, we're recording right now.
Whatever. People
Not-
can see me. If anyone would watch this,
That's
can see
fair.
me.
That's fair. Kelly,
have
I'm
anxiety.
giving you shit. I have had that, and will occasionally revert back to it, and then have to break it again. So it's not. I've had it too.
Plus, I bite them so bad that there's nothing. They will
There's
do
not
no
there.
damage.
Okay.
to me.
Okay.
And I've been biting my nails my entire life, and this has never happened. But it is like crop circles. They're like circular, bloody scratches on my ass.
Interesting.
Yeah,
implications.
something
It's like
fucked up is
Signs.
going on.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
signs, but on your butt.
Is Signs the one movie with the kids' birthday party
Yes.
video recording?
Yes.
All right. What's
Best part
going?
of that movie.
What's going on with your trip? How did your trip go? If
What do
I
you want to know about it?
just explain it. Like, what do you do? What states you went to? I'm gonna if
Okay.
I cut off my camera just because I'm waiting for the internet to catch up so I can hear you better. So
Okay. Well, we went to Texas first, and we spent like 5 days in Texas.
Whoa.
And the first place that we went was a place that it was somewhere where we were visiting someone who's in the army. I don't know. I just went where I was told, but we got told not to drink the water. So first introduction to Texas was don't drink the water there.
I think you
Anyway.
get told the same thing about where Luke and I live. They say
drink
don't.
water?
They say don't drink out of like the water fountains. It's like not good. They say drink filtered water.
Oof.
Nice.
Yeah,
Sick.
so I've heard that before.
American infrastructure is fine.
Yeah, I spent a little bit in Texas. I went to I watched The Phantom Menace in a drive-in theater
Beautiful.
just outside of Fort Worth, Texas. So that was really cool. And I went to the Alamo.
You did?
And did
So-
you remember it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, good.
And so we did the San Antonio Riverwalk.
Ooh, I've been there.
Which was
That's really,
really
nice.
fucking cool. Yeah. And then we went to Louisiana and we went to we visited Aunt Abby and Uncle Mark,
Nice.
and Megan was there, and that was a lot of fun. And I had crawfish for the first time,
Ooh.
and I have a war wound from it. I did it so wrong, which is so embarrassing. But it completely cut open my finger.
Oh. Did
have
you
to, like,
only?
crack them like?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, okay, anyone who knows what they're talking about, I'm probably gonna sound like such a fucking idiot. But how I understood it was you're supposed to twist the head one way and the tail the other. And then once they're separated, you have to push the meat out of it. And then if you
Gross.
want, you can suck the head, which
Which is
what,
always what you want to do.
yeah. But also I realized that that's what those fucking stupid ass people, stupid like frat bros who they drink Monsters and then they take off the tab and they suck up a little bit of the tab and then they keep the tab like they think that a fucking monster is crawfish. Fuck off, die.
That was so
I don't even. I've never heard of people doing that.
I saw people doing it.
I've actually seen people have the monster like things on like keychain, like the long ass keychains and stuff like that. So
Die.
I've
or
seen
wear it
that.
around their
I
neck
can't.
like it's ears from Vietnam.
Oh my god, what?
That's true.
What?
It's
How,
like a Vietnam reference.
how long did you? Was it just one day that you were there with Uncle Mark and Aunt
Yes.
Abby? Nice.
Yes, but it was very nice. It was a lot of fun, and then we went over to. So we had a friend in high school who lives in Louisiana now, and she lives like 40 minutes north of New Orleans, like across the bridge. And she works at a hotel, and so she blocked off a room for us, and we all hung out in a free hotel room, and it was
That's
fucking really
nice.
cool.
Wow.
And we went to New Orleans, and it was incredible, and I really want to go back. And then we tried to camp the night after in Louisiana because we were headed up to Arkansas to see a family friend of his. So the one night, so let me paint a picture for you, okay?
Mhm.
Two people who have never done any planning in their entire life.
I was gonna say I don't think
All right.
Maverick was.
No.
You and Maverick. When I first heard about it, I wanted you to
No.
go, but I was a little bit afraid of you two going on a cross country road trip together.
Uh-huh. There's a lot of sleeping in the car, right? Okay, first night too. I could have kept going, but he told me to pull off. It was on a random dirt road off the side of the road. And we slept in the car, and like 5 minutes after we parked to a fucking train went by, and we didn't even know that there were train tracks, and it honked, the horn went off like right as it went by. It scared the fucking shit out of us. All right. And I was driving, so I'm in the driver's seat. We packed so fucking poorly that the seat wouldn't go back basically at all. And so I was like trying to sleep upright in the car. It is so hot. It is so humid. We woke up the next morning and we took off the shades and it just like coated in condensation. It was awful. I was in and out of sleep all night long. Anyway, that was the first night. Great start to the trip. Oh, actually, it was cool. Okay, so before the nighttime, we just like pulled off. There was this like hand dug spring that he knew about, and we came right about the exit, and he was like, "Oh, turn," because he just recognized it, and so we turned and we went there, and there was like real fishes.
Oh.
and everything, and we went swimming in that, and that was a really good start to the trip. And then that night came, and it sucked. Anyway, okay. So yes, lots of sleeping in the car. Here's the thing, okay? You should know where you're sleeping that night
Yeah.
before it becomes nighttime. And then campsites are all closed, and also you can't fucking camp anywhere apparently. Especially you can't camp for free. But so there was sleeping at
Is
rest
that a
stops,
thing?
sleeping
I
in
actually,
Walmart
'cause
parking lot.
I've never known anything about camping. Are you like, you can't just camp anywhere?
No.
Oh.
You have to like pay to be at campgrounds a lot of the time.
Yeah. And if you just like set up
Yeah.
some place, you might get in trouble with the law.
What? I actually.
For
I
sure,
know,
everyone
it
hunting
pissed
that
me
out.
off the
Yeah.
entire
Yeah.
time. It pissed me off the entire
But
time.
you can sleep in like your car, so then that's why
Yes.
people would do it instead of like camping outside of their car. That's
Yeah.
so strange. That's really
It
weird.
is strange.
Okay.
Yeah, well, anyway, I used a truck shop shower for the very first time, and it was the best shower I've ever taken in my entire life.
Really?
Nice.
Okay.
It was so nice, and I love Loves. That's my favorite. It's a truck stop, but
Yeah,
also
those-
gas
Yeah.
station. That's
Yeah.
my favorite. I
Those
love
are nice.
Loves.
Yeah.
They got those giant ass water bottles, and I love Loves. Okay, so I was like, for once I tried to plan ahead and find a campground for us to stay the night, and we found it. We got in first. Though we visited a little shop, and it was cute, and then it wasn't cute, and then and I'll explain maybe later. And then
I'm gonna
we-
audience. I'm pausing the podcast.
No, it's fine. No, it's
okay,
fine.
no.
I'm just gonna keep going. And then we tried to run to the campground because it was in the middle of the woods and it was the only place to run. And then we tried to get to the campgrounds, but that place was flooded. And Maverick walked in it. We turned around and we found another camp place, and we were like, this is good. And I wasted $10 to camp there, and then it started pouring down rain, and the tent wasn't stopping the rain, and so it was just flooded. And so we set up, probably not good. We had a little propane thing in a tent, and we roasted very wet hot dogs on it, and then we ate them, and then we were like, this is too much, and so we had to frantically pack everything that was sopping wet back into the car, and it was a fucking mess, and it was so frantic. And then we're like 20 minutes away, and I'm like, oh fuck, where are my glasses? And we pull off to the side, we pull off to some fucking church. Sorry, that was not a good sentence. That sentence just like deemed me to hell. So we pull to some fucking church, and we go to the entire car, and the glasses are not in the car. Okay, and so we drive all the way back to the campsite that we just came from, thinking that maybe they fell out or they're on the ground or something, and they are nowhere to be seen. And we go through the entire car again, and my glasses are not there. And I'm like, even if we do eventually find them somewhere in the car, they're probably broken, because where the hell are they, right? So I'm thinking, like, now in my head it's a Raggaroo. So Raggaroo came by, and he's like this super grumpy, like he just like, oh, he's so upset about stuff, right? He's so grumpy, and then he finds my glasses, and he's like, oh, what are these? And he puts
Sorry.
them on, and suddenly he
Hold
can see
on.
clearly.
Hold on. Sorry. It's not
It's not
picking it up
working.
well at all. It's barely picking. It's just so bad. Just give it a second. Sorry. I want you guys to go back and listen to this episode, even if you don't usually, because oh my god, sometimes it just gets unintelligible. Okay.
Every time you start talking about a Raggaroo, the Discord's like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
true,
What's
it's
the
true."
deal?
Okay, I think it's getting better. Okay, you're good. Sorry. I just want to cut you off so then we don't miss anything, because it's like, it just starts getting so awful. I
it's
can't
fine.
understand it.
So the
Are you
Raggaroo
sure
put
it's
on
not
your
just
glasses.
me? And suddenly he could see clearly. And that's what was bothering him his entire life. And he didn't realize it was just that his vision was so blurry. But then it comforted me to think, in my head it was an alligator, but now for the sake of story, it's a Raggaroo, but also an alligator is cute. it comforted me in my head that if I lost my glasses in the Louisiana wilderness, that an alligator found them and then he can now live a happy life because he could see clearly. So for a solid 24
He
hours.
turned his life around and became a chartered accountant.
No.
I like to think you were like sitting on a rock or something trying to camp, and like you didn't realize it was an alligator, and you like drop your glasses and it lands right on his eyes.
His face is
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's
Stands
so
on
waltz.
2 legs.
Yes, and we walked. So for a solid like 24 hours, I was like, my glasses are gone. They're in the Louisiana wilderness, and oh, also we were right next to this like huge body of water. And when I tell you it was storming, it was storming. Like lightning would strike, and then the thunderclap would go off a second later.
Ugh.
We were not supposed to be there. And so it's like, I was like, they're just lost in the Louisiana wilderness, and we're all the way up to the tippy northeast top of Arkansas at this point. I'm like, I'm not getting them back. I just have to deal with it. So we get to a family friend of his, and she's so kind and gracious enough to let us dry off all of our sopping wet camping stuff in her yard. And the one thing left in the tent is my glasses, and they aren't broken. And oh my god, maybe I shouldn't have been blasphemous before because
Shouldn't have been so hasty in that fucking church parking lot.
in the fucking church park. But oh my god, they're in there. Like the one thing left in the tent is my glasses, and they're
Wow.
fine, and they're not broken.
That's
Like,
crazy.
and I tried. So the first time that we had fast food on this trip was that night. I was crying, thinking I lost my glasses in the Louisiana wilderness. Because it was also at the time that we were like, we can't keep looking anymore. Like it was dark, and we just decided, because that's where we were gonna sleep that night. So we just decided that we have to just drive until we get tired. So we just drove until we got tired. Yeah, so that was that. And then where we went to, we were in Arkansas, and then we went to Nashville, Tennessee. And that was cool. That was fun. And then we went to Georgia. We went to Sugar Hill, Georgia, and it's like 40 minutes out of Atlanta.
Okay.
We stayed with the family of Maverick. A lot of it was family, because we went on this trip because it was his brother's wedding. So that was a lot of the end of the trip was wedding stuff in Alabama. Guys, and turns out I think I'm good at socializing. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. But I think I'm good at it.
You are.
Luke's like, I've been telling you this.
No, she's doing this on
I don't know,
purpose. She's doing this on
maybe it's the
purpose.
thing. Anyway, so the wedding is in Huntsville, Alabama. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So like I said, he got his oil change right before the trip, and still in the middle of the trip, we needed to get the oil change. So all of the lights come up on the dashboard.
All of them?
And all of the lights came up on the dashboard. Yes. And we're like, that's not good. So we get an oil change. We're like, all fixed. We drive to
I think it's funny. Sorry if I cut you off. It was starting to cut out anyway. But I think it's funny that all the lights come on and the solution is, okay, we need an oil change.
Oh, it's because it's the slip that says the mile that you need
Oh,
to get
ah!
your change at.
Ah! It's actually hurting my ears. Hold on.
What's happening?
Luke, you're gonna have to start recording this because your room has better internet than me. I'll set it up for you for next week. Luke, next week I'm setting you up, bud. You're the one uploaded from now on. I'm not doing it anymore.
Ooh, I get to edit.
Oh, no.
I don't edit these
We don't
things.
edit. We keep this shit in. Did you listen to last episode? You guys don't
I
edit.
don't listen
Also,
to things.
Luke, you used the word idiosyncrasy wrong.
Did I?
No, I used it right.
Oh my
No, you
god, I
didn't.
heard that
No, you
from
did
like between our bedrooms
yeah.
so loud, Luke.
It was an idiosyncrasy of
No,
the...
it's. I believe it's a repeated behavior that somebody has.
Oh, really?
Hang on.
Okay, Kelly, you can continue.
It's a behavior. Okay. What was I talking about? Oh, Mark, it's because the slip that he got from Jiffy Lube that said the miles that he needs to get another oil change we reached. So we had to get an oil change anyway. But the lights wouldn't go away. So we drove for like another 2 hours. With all the lights on. And so what's good is that we managed to get to Huntsville, Alabama, and that's where staying with his family, and that's where the wedding was when we took the car in. So we were already in the city
Nice.
that we needed to be when we lost the car for 2 days.
Thank
when we didn't have the car for 2 days. Anyway, that was kind of a fucking disaster. But something I forgot to tell you is that the first night that we actually did camp out, we're like, time to go to bed. We start going to bed, and suddenly we hear, not doing that correctly, but both of us went, are there fucking monkeys out here? We never figured out what it was, but it sounded so much like monkeys that both of us thought there was a monkey out there. And we didn't account for something with opposable thumbs. And so
Except for Ragaroos.
And so, you think Ragaroos have opposable thumbs?
I don't know.
Okay.
They can wear glasses, apparently.
Yeah. Okay. So we got a little string and we tied the zippers of the tent together in case there was a monkey. But neither of us looked out there to see if it was a monkey.
Are we positive they weren't owls?
No, dude, I've heard a fucking owl. That was a monkey.
That's a good point. She doesn't know what an owl
That's a
sounds
great
like.
point.
I do know what an owl sounds
Like,
like. And
I'm on the same page that, like, when you made
Stop
the
trying
noise.
to mansplain owls to me, alright? I
Yeah, we
killed
owl
enough with that for
asking a
3
question.
weeks.
Matt, I was on the same page when she made the noise. I was like, oh, kind of sounds like an owl, but yeah, she would know if it was.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
That's funny.
Okay,
How was the trip home, or did you have more while you were
hold
there?
on.
Oh boy.
We camped out in Alabama. And for the first time, I actually got, I got to, roast, hot dogs and make s'mores on a real-life campfire. And it was really cool. And, Mark, this story is for you.
Ooh.
When we're packing up, so we're packing up in the morning,
Oh god.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm taking down the tent.
Okay.
And I shift the bottom of the tent a little bit. In Maverick, I see Maverick go, oh my god! And
No,
I'm waiting for
stop.
him to go.
Stop it. Stop it right now.
And
Wait.
I'm waiting for him to go, huh. Wyatt.
If it's a fucking
waiting for him to
snake,
go.
I swear to God. You
I'm
encountered a
waiting for
snake.
him to go. I'm waiting for him to go, oh my god, I thought that was a snake. But he doesn't. He just keeps doing this and pointing at me. And so I'm like, alright, what the fuck? And I look over. And about 3 inches away from my foot is a really long jet black snake.
Stop!
And
The
it
jet
is
black ones are
just
so
gold.
scary.
They are. They're not poisonous.
But they're
Just
so
like,
scary.
They are. And it was about 3 inches away from my foot. The back of my foot too. So if I took one step in a different direction, I would have stepped right on it.
Oh.
But also Maverick, when that happened, all he went was, "Oh my god," and starts pointing. He doesn't go, "Hey Kelly, by the way, don't freak out. There's a snake right behind you." and so I'm like, "All right, what?" And I look back and I go, and I drift away. All right, and so so the snake is just slithering along, and so like I just back away, so I'm waiting for it to like just go away, right? But it stops dead in its tracks as soon as I back up, right? And so now we're like, the three of us are just like in a weird little Mexican standoff with the snake. Is that racist?
No, that's from a movie. It's all good.
Was the movie racist?
No, I think it was in Mexico, right?
I
it
don't
was
think so.
it was a good, bad, and the
It was
ugly,
in
and it was
Mexico,
in
yeah.
Mexico.
Cool.
That's why it was called that.
Sick. No, it's the three of us and the snake, right? A little bit like Challengers.
Never mind.
I closed my eyes to laugh, and I knew how Luke was gonna be reacting to that. Just eyes closed, just.
Anyway, the two of us are just staring at the snake, and it's just not moving at all. And so, for a while, we're just standing there because we don't know what else to do. And eventually, it starts going away, and it goes into a tree that's right there. And that scared the shit out of me. I was a little like, okay, I'm gonna go lay in the hammock. Also, what I didn't tell you too is that night. Okay, so Maverick slept in the hammock that night. He wanted to, outside, right? This is the one night I woke up at 3:33 a.m.
No.
to rustling. It's the ragaroo. It was Alabama, but
had
it
to
was
be.
the
Yeah.
but to rustling, like outside the tent.
No way. At 3:33.
Yes, and it feels like footsteps. Like it sounds like a 2-footed thing.
No.
And I have the back like sheer thing open so I can like see Maverick, and I can see that Maverick is
You
asleep
didn't tell
and
me
he
about
is
this
there.
before.
I don't fuck off. I keep her. And I can see that's Maverick. I can see that's not Maverick, but I can also see that he is way out in the open, and also he has a machete right next to him because in his head. His dad gave him a machete to take with him. Also, have I told you that that's one of my irrational fears, is that someone coming up to me with a machete? Anyway,
Oh.
he has a machete next to him because in his head, he's like, I'll have it, so if anything tries anything, I'll have the machete. And I'm like, Maverick, you know damn well you're not gonna wake up. And if anything's gonna try anything, it's gonna be a person who's gonna grab that machete and kill you. Anyway, there's a machete right next to him, and he's dead asleep. And there are footsteps rustling the leaves right outside the tent at like 3:33 a.m. So I'm in the tent. And so I'm just like, I don't know what to do, because I also can't see anything that it is. And so I'm just waiting for it to stop, and I couldn't go to sleep for a little while after that, but I eventually did make it back to sleep, and I'm alive as far as I'm aware. So, but that scared the shit out of me, and then the snake thing happened the next morning. It was like, oh, it was long, too, and it was slithering. But then we went to this place that's locally known as the hippie hole, which is like this it's called that because people probably do totally legal things there. But it's this like waterfall, and it's like this huge body of water with like waterfalls and everything, and we went swimming in it, and I jumped off a cliff into the water, and I felt like I was in that one scene in It. You know what
Nice.
I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Nice.
And I've never felt it was like that is summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we visited Maverick's family, and they had 2 snakes.
Oh
And
my.
On
You
purpose.
know, they had snakes on purpose.
Okay.
And you know how like when you're in a social situation and you don't know how to socialize, and so you like find a dog. The snake was
You
my
found the
dog.
snake.
Oh.
And it was the snake that I had. It was this little. It wasn't little. It was this. It was all white. So the day started with a jet black snake, wild snake, and it ended with an all white, like Good Omens coated.
Very much
Oh.
so.
A tame snake, and I just was hanging out with the snake for a long time while other people did stuff. So the day started with a snake and ended with snake. And what I didn't tell you, Mark, before was that probably a couple days before in Georgia, and this was the snake story I was going to tell you, Mark, before the big snake story happened, was just that we were on a little hike, and there was this tiny little baby snake.
Mhm.
I also almost stepped on again.
Oh.
Right? But we saw a tiny little baby snake, and I was like, oh, it's so cute. Mark would be shitting his pants.
Yep.
I gotta tell Mark about the baby snake. And then, only a few days later, the big ass wild snake happened.
That's
and so
crazy.
But the snake was under the tent the whole night that I was sleeping in the tent.
Ugh!
Yikes.
I absolutely
Yeah.
hate that. I hate that. I'm never camping. I'm never sleeping outside.
Yeah.
I walked through a PetSmart today, and I had to walk by the snake section, and I was like, I'm not gonna look, right? And then I saw it slither because it was like up against the
Yeah.
thing, and so it was like the peripheral, and then it scared me. So then I looked, and then I freaked out, and it was like the tiniest snake. So now that you're telling me this, I would have absolutely lost
Yep.
my shit.
Hey, the tame one, the pet ones are pretty chill.
I
That one,
know.
he was just chilling in my. Although at one point he did like wrap himself entirely in a spiral around my arm,
Nope.
and
He's
yeah.
sizing you up.
Cool stuff.
So
You cheated death.
And then
Yes.
yeah, I did. It was so close to me, Mark.
Oh, stop.
It was crazy.
That's so scary.
It's my experience.
I'm
okay.
more scared than you were for sure, just by hearing it.
I handled myself pretty well.
Well, it's funny that he was just pointing
Sounds
at it, because like it is hard in those situations.
Yeah.
Because like when that scorpion was right by Luke's foot and blanket, I was
Yeah.
like, lift up your foot and slowly, and then your blanket
Get a
hung down
shield.
onto it, and I was like, lift up your blanket
Yeah.
slowly. And it's like, of course, Luke's kind of like staring at me like, what the fuck is happening? But I don't want you to panic. So like, I feel like there's no other way to do it other than like, as slow as possible. Everything's okay, but like, you're about to die.
Yeah, that's not what Maverick did.
He just pointed at it.
He went, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "What?" He didn't say shit. It's funny because we were just talking about how he didn't know what his react was, if he was a fight, if he was a what's it called, a flight, or if
Yeah.
he was a freeze or a fall, and he's a freeze.
Turns
We
out he's a
learned.
point and scream.
He's a point and scream. And then right after the wedding. Oh, also I was in the wedding.
What?
Why
What?
were you in the wedding?
At what point?
I
Wait,
wasn't
wait.
In the party.
At what point did you put on Planet of the Apes?
Oh my god. Okay. Night that we're at their house, all right? I have the remote. And I'm scrolling for probably, because I can't make a decision. I'm scrolling for like a long time, right? It's me, Maverick, and his brother-in-law, right? And so I'm like, all right, we were just talking about it, and I put on the original Planet of the Apes, okay? I almost got into a serious fight over he paused the recording.
Here we go. Actual.
Yeah. Okay.
And
What was I-
we're back.
What was I even talking
I don't know.
about
How'd the wedding
before
go?
we-
Yeah.
The
he
wedding was
party.
great. Oh, I wasn't in the party. I wasn't in
Oh,
the
okay.
party. But like I did have like I had to walk in the like I wasn't just a regular guest
Huh.
because I went with Maverick.
Oh, right.
But it was crazy because it was so many like degrees apart, and suddenly I was like thrown in the way.
Nice.
I was like, okay. But it was beautiful. It was great. Mark, pause the video.
Okay, we're
But-
back.
It was a great wedding, and they're really cool. And it was beautiful. And turns out I really like weddings.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, they're so fun. And then right
Wait,
after
did I
the
tell you guys
wedding-
about the person who passed out at Cameron and Ray's wedding?
No.
I told Luke.
Did you?
No, I told Luke. It was right after Mr. Brightside. You know that song?
Yeah.
How does it go? How does it go?
Someone else. is gonna have to-
Coming out of my cage.
Yeah.
I'm doing
And then
this
someone
fine.
passed out.
Okay.
And
Sorry,
someone.
but that's funny.
No. It's funny because the guy's okay. Let's say that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get that out of the way. That he's fine. So what happened though? Sorry, the tangent. And I'm sure they're cool with me telling this because the guy's okay. Like I said, so it's like a family friend. Like it was some part of one of their families, but it was that person's husband, so it was like a married in related person. They had never met him actually. They were gonna like they had met him that night, like, but it was family, and he was in his like 50s, something like that. And Mr. Brightside played, which is one of Cameron's favorite songs. So he was losing his shit, right? And so like, and then I go to sit down after that, and then someone just starts screaming to call 911. So they cut off the music, turn on the lights, and like someone's on the ground screaming for 911. And we're like, oh my God. And it was right around where Cameron's dad was. So we thought it was his dad. And then someone was going around, you know, like already stuff was getting passed. People thought that he hit his head going down and that was Cameron's dad. And then none of that was true. So what happened was it was someone who was from the East Coast, and he did not drink any water at all throughout the day, being in, like, you know, Arizona, like the hottest goddamn place on the planet. And then he got drunk while being dehydrated, and then got crossfaded.
Oh.
Being dehydrated and being a little bit
Wow.
older. So his wife found out like afterwards and was like so pissed off because he was okay, which is like, no, that was like unacceptable. And like all this, like, okay, what the fuck, right? Because he ended up being okay. He ended up walking out after the ambulance got there. But also during Mr. Brightside, Tori, our roommate, had an asthma attack. So a lot was going on at the wedding.
Yeah. I was gonna feel like that all feels like an excuse. I feel like it was Mr. Brightside.
It did. It did.
You know what? That song is by The Killers.
Whoa.
So...
Oh my gosh.
Also, like, though, it ended up being, like, kind of end of the night, it ended up being fine. He was okay. He walked out. Like, but it was just crazy to be,
the
like...
song it could have been.
It was that song, and just the fact that that happened, and then Tori's, like, running to go get or asked her sister-in-law to get her inhaler and bring it to her because she's having an asthma attack. The ambulance is coming. We're like, what happened? Sorry.
That's crazy.
Go ahead with your go ahead.
No, that's crazy. I forgot what I was even gonna say. Oh, after the wedding, after everything, we had to immediately start driving back because he had to work at 1 a.m. on Tuesday, and if he didn't, he would be counted as AWOL. And the military
And that's
doesn't like
fine.
that.
They just slap you on the wrist and they go, "Don't do that."
But yeah.
That's
So-
crazy.
So I already yelled at him for
AWOL.
not giving him time afterwards to get back from the wedding. Like, we should have started the trip later into the month, and we should have had like a week after the wedding to get back.
Mhm.
But no, we had to rush right after the wedding. So right after the wedding, we drove for 27 hours straight.
Oh my God.
Like just you guys switching off, like, and sleeping? Oh my God. What?
So I was in a car for 27 hours. Like, no, obviously not including like when we stopped at gas stations, but like that's not
That's
terrible.
insane. No wonder you can't
Yeah.
feel your toes. That's why they say, like, on airplanes you gotta
Yeah.
stand up and stuff.
I know, I need those socks that old men have.
Oh, when I was
Succession.
in the hospital.
The compression socks.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when I was in the
That's
hospital.
what killed him, no? Because he wasn't wearing his compression socks
That's
because
true.
he wanted to look hot for Carrie.
And
That's
can you blame him?
That is true. So Kelly, when I was in the hospital, I had compression socks, right? Because they we're talking about blood clots, all this stuff, but they also wrapped these things around my legs that like put pressure. It was like basically like think about the thing you put in your arm to take your blood pressure, but it was like on both my legs, and then it would just like inflate on one leg, tighten it, and then let it loose, and it was like moving the blood around in there, and then it would do it,
Whoa.
and then so it would do one leg and then the other leg and then one leg and then the other
Do you,
leg.
do you still have it?
No.
And can you lend it out?
It would have been beneficial for you though, for sure, because like
Yeah, it's okay.
it kind of felt nice.
That's
Apparently people
crazy,
get really
though.
mad with it, like really
Oh.
hate it. I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like tasers.
Yeah, it was kind of
Yeah.
fun.
Uh-huh.
What?
So we had to drive for so I was in a car for 27 hours straight. It was crazy though because I started and ended the trip. It was really insane to me to have started driving when it was dark, have sun come up whole day, and then finish the
That's
trip
wild.
it having been dark again.
That's wild.
That it was really crazy. And so, what is cool? Do you guys know about a little show called Mysteries at the Museum?
I have
Since
heard
I
of
have
this,
a
yes.
favorite show. I have a favorite show. So, another camping thing did not pan out. Less eventful. Didn't lose my glasses, but we eventually just checked into some motel, and I probably stayed up for like 4 hours watching Mysteries at the Museum because that
Yeah.
shit is fascinating. And okay, something they started talking about Robert Johnson, which is one of my special
Yes.
interests is Robert Johnson. And that was one of the reasons why I was a little upset that we didn't go through Mississippi at all, was because I wanted to see if we had time to like go to the crossroads, you
Hell
know?
yeah.
And so the thing about Robert Johnson comes up, and I start telling Maverick all about everything about Robert Johnson and about how it's in Mississippi and everything. And then he's like, "Do you want to see if it's on our route back to the?" And it was. It was on the route back. And so at 1 a.m., I was still in my little suit thing from the wedding. And we're
Wait,
at
you
the
didn't change?
crossroads. Nah, I changed after. I changed when we switched off.
Okay.
So I'm still in the little suit thing, but like, cause I felt, cause it was like crazy, and I like it all worked out. Like we happened to be watching that episode of Mysteries at the Museum, and so we got to go to the thing that I thought that I was going to miss.
Nice.
In Mississippi, and we went by it, and it was the Crossroads, and I played Crossroad Blues like over and over again.
Hell
'Cause it's
yeah.
like one of my special interests.
Yeah.
And so that was really cool. And so
That's so cool.
And then
I'm
we
very
switched off.
jealous.
Thank-
Wow.
and then I changed.
Nice.
Mark.
Okay.
Um,
I just
because
imagine
then
you
we
getting
switched
blood
off.
clots in your
But-
suit the entire time trying to sleep upright.
Well, my
like
pants were
pissed
loose.
off. You can't even
My
lean your
pants,
suit. Okay.
they were chic,
Okay,
hip,
but
loose
you've
dress
already
pants, but my bra was digging into my side. Anyway,
but you also
kept me
have
awake.
told
kept
us
me
that
aware.
while you're sleeping, you can't lean the chair back at all, so you're sleeping upright in a suit in the
That
middle
was
of the day.
first night.
But
That
I'm
was
just
the
thinking,
first night.
Sleeping like this.
just in a
Yeah,
in a
actually, the
wedding
chair was
suit
going
all the way
forward.
back.
I was starting to sleep like.
Anyway, I'm really, really good at driving now because I was
Yeah.
driving
I'm sure you got
somebody
a lot of
else's
practice,
car
yeah.
across country from 2008. You know, I couldn't see out the back half the time.
Damn.
Also, one of the things that was wrong with the car was that the brakes wouldn't brake. So
Oh.
that was fun.
That's the one thing they're supposed to do.
Yeah, I know. Also, the O2 filter, oxygen. I don't know.
What
You
does
guys know
that
the
do?
periodic table?
Yeah. I don't know what that.
It's somewhat.
That's from the
he's in that
periodic table.
group.
Not.
You know
that's so
oxygen
funny.
from
heard
the
of this whole thing
periodic
called
table. They were big in the 90s.
That was good. That was good.
So then we switched off, and I'm like kind of drifting in and out of sleep while he's driving, and then I wake up. All right, we just get into Texas. The wind and rain is going crazy, and he starts yelling like, "Check the weather!" And we had just nearly missed a tornado,
Oh my god.
and that's how I woke up.
Wait, I heard about that tornado. Wait, was it a big one that was like on the news?
In East Texas,
I don't know if that was
It was,
the same one that I heard about.
Northeast Texas.
One in Texas killed some people. Yeah.
Is
Yep,
was
that
it
was
that
the
one?
one.
Oh my
Oh
god. That's crazy.
And we had just nearly missed it. If we left a little bit earlier, like I don't know,
Good
but
thing you stopped at the crossroads.
dude, I know.
That's crazy.
It was crazy. And then so we stopped and I took over driving, and then it was like so fucking hot. It was like 102 degrees after we
Oh.
got out of Northeast Texas. So weather was crazy. But like I waking up to him being like, we might be in a tornado.
That's nuts.
Pretty crazy.
That's crazy because like it's
Uh,
so scary because like even if you pull over, it will lift a car if you're right in the middle of it. Like
Yep.
that's insane. Oh,
That's
I'm glad
nuts.
you're okay. That's so scary.
Yeah.
Thanks. Me too.
When
Yeah.
when I was in San
oh, yeah, it
Diego,
took me
Kelly.
one-
So
Yeah.
you remember how I told you how I went to Georgia the next month? I went to San Diego and there's a hurricane in both. Like
Yes.
when I
what
was
the
like,
fuck's wrong with you?
I don't know.
What's wrong with
But
both
the
of you?
San
Why'd you
Diego
do
one,
that?
the San Diego one, we had to leave the Padres game in like the 5th inning because the hurricane was coming and we were gonna get caught in the
Oh my
storm. Like,
God.
and they were not gonna like. We could have driven, but like it would have been bad. So we planned out a time to get back that night because like,
Yeah.
and from what we saw, if we would have waited till the morning, which was the original plan, was staying another night, yeah, it was staying another night was what we were supposed to do, and I think we paid for. We like the roads were flooded. Like we wouldn't have been able to get back in time. So it was like barely missing it. It just reminded me because
That's
so
crazy.
scary.
Yeah, so
but
close.
like I knew because like there was talks on both sides of like the Georgia one had already happened. San Diego was like, oh, there might be a. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Sorry, she's yelling at Jax. I don't know what
It's
he
fine.
did.
That's fine.
But I knew about it. So for you, Kelly, I would have never thought about a tornado because we've never lived in
Yeah.
tornado area and
Yes.
it's landlocked. So I would have never like thought about it. So that's crazy that you almost got caught in it.
Yeah. So that was pretty wild. And then did all the stuff cut out?
Oh no, you're good.
I think we're
Oh.
good. Luke's just gone.
Weird. The audio changed for me.
Oh weird.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. So what was it? I drove through almost all of Texas. There was at one point where I had drove for 8 hours without stopping. Was it
That's
stopping? No, we had to get gas in between,
wow.
but without switching off.
That's
yeah,
insane.
so I drove 16 of those, but he had another 14 because he's up in Utah.
Oh,
That's crazy.
14
and he
after.
made it okay. Like he's
That's what he said.
okay.
Yes. 14 after we got back down here.
Oh my god.
Another
That's
14.
crazy.
So what was it? There was another thing that happened, but I can't. Oh yeah, but the route that the maps took us was like back roads, like scary kinda. Like, well, the sun went down and there was no light at all other than the car light, and it was. I think I'm more afraid of the desert than I am like the woods.
Yeah.
It's just so open. But we start. So oh my god, it was also I was driving, and the sun's going down, and the sun is right where the road is, and we're in the desert by this time, so there are no trees to cover it. And for a solid like 45 minutes, I could not see a single thing. Like
Ugh.
like not even exaggerating, I could not see the road, and I couldn't even because the smart thing to do would have been to pull off, wait for the sun to go down, wait till I can see, but I couldn't even see if there was a place to pull off.
Oh wow.
Yeah, my eyes hurt so bad. My retinas were burnt. But then we start running out of gas, and we're in the middle of nowhere, and we're at back roads. And so finally we find this little thing, and it's one gas pump, right?
Wow.
Yeah, and so we go there, and apparently someone just left their dog there.
What?
And so there was just a dog there, and it was like, I don't even know what kind of dog it was, but I didn't know if it had something. There was someone working at like the little convenience store attached, and she looked like she was looking after the dog, waiting to see if they would come back after it or if she should call someone. But the dog came running up to me, and I was like, "Oh,
Aw.
baby!" And then I was like, something fell off about his fur. So
Oh,
I didn't know if
probably
he
had
had.
mange.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. So
Poor
I didn't know if
guy.
he had something. He got all over me anyway, but he was a really friendly little guy. I felt so bad
Oh.
for him.
That he
Yeah,
needs to see a vet.
he's okay.
Aw.
Yeah, hopefully either someone came to get him or yeah. Anyway. But it was scary roads by the end. And then I got home.
The
Nice.
that-
The end.
An
The
Odyssey.
Odyssey.
Yeah.
Where are thou?
Oh, that's
that
in
was
the movie.
the other. Yeah. That was
Wait.
the other.
Have you seen that all the way through before?
Yeah, you should. I was really young, so the whole trip, I had been wanting to rewatch it because we were going through the South, and it was just thinking about that movie. And then we got some downtime, and so I put on "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou." Oh, one of my favorite movies, I think.
Isn't Robert Johnson in that movie?
Tommy Johnson, but
Tommy Johnson.
he is-
Yeah.
it's Robert Johnson. They literally pick him up at a crossroads.
Yep.
And he says his name is Tommy Johnson, and they're like, "What are you doing at Crossroads?" He goes, "Oh, I sold my soul to the devil."
You know what?
Like,
I-
not even trying to make it.
On Apple Music, I don't know, like a couple weeks ago, someone's rendition of "Man of Constant Sorrow" came on, and I was like,
Really?
"Ooh, I should download the one from "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?" And I
Yes.
did, and it's awesome.
The soundtrack is so fucking good.
It's so good.
I used to listen to, and I still do, the song that the sirens sing
Which
all
one
the
is that?
time. It's like Nothing But the Baby, something like that. But that soundtrack is incredible. And so yeah, that was a lot of fun to watch, especially because we were going on a whole trip through the South, you know.
What a great pairing.
Yeah, but that was like my thing with Oh Brother Where Art Thou was like I love anything with a reference to Robert Johnson.
I know. You know what's crazy? One time at work, one of the guys who works in maintenance was just, hanging out talking to us. And somehow it turned to like stuff we had been watching. And he mentioned like watching a documentary about Robert Johnson. And I think he was surprised when I didn't even ask like, who's that? I was like, boo. I was like, I'm on board. I
Yep.
know what you're talking about.
That's
so it's always
awesome.
fun when people bring that up. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was thinking the other day, I was like, he has the most, like, I feel like common name. That
Right?
if you don't know who you're talking about, you're like, that could be anybody.
But it's also like it's so common, but I can't think of another famous Robert
yeah,
Johnson.
Robert
Yeah,
Johnson,
right?
specifically Robert Johnson. Anyway, so that was really, I love that movie. And if I think of anything, there was a bunch that happened on the trip, but obviously everything just kind of blurred together.
Yeah.
I will never ever take for granted a shower ever again in my life.
Oh yeah.
Things got sticky.
Yeah.
Humidity. You go outside for 30 minutes, you're sticky. And as someone from Arizona, I did not understand what humidity was like. I thought everywhere got cold at night. That's not true.
everywhere.
I thought it got colder. No, not true. Anyway, yeah, there was a lot. A lot going on. 3 weeks on the road. And it was like my favorite when it was like open road and driving. That's my favorite. And that's why I understand, I'm so much better driving long distance. I'm not good in cities. I
Yeah. I feel
I freak the fuck out and I run red lights like Luke.
that. Just throw Luke under the bus.
No, he told me he did. Mark knows
we
about it.
cannot hear you. Mark, we can't hear you.
Maybe because my mic was muted.
There you go.
Yeah, maybe.
I was just saying it was real bad. Like I wasn't
It's
there,
I did it
but he
twice.
explained it to me, and it was very bad. But I mean, I've done that with the stop. I've blown a stop sign not realizing it before, and what he did,
Yeah.
I've also heard of many people doing when you just like zone out and think a red light is a stop sign for a second. So
Yeah.
but it was just real bad because there was someone else coming the other way.
Whoopsie.
They weren't close apparently, but
Your Honor, it was a whoopsie.
yeah,
sorry.
it just happens. We're talking about him
My
while he's not
client
here.
was just feeling a little silly. Yeah, we talked about him behind his back.
Yeah.
Where is
It's-
he?
okay?
yeah, it was the mac and cheese.
Is he throwing up?
No,
Is he
maybe,
throwing up? Oh, I'm
but he
sorry.
texted me back. So,
Okay.
no, I
So
think
let's-
I think he's lactose intolerant. Either he has IBS or he's lactose intolerant. We should not be saying this on the
Or
podcast.
both.
I'm sorry. Luke. I don't know if he cares.
Sorry, Luke.
I'll tell him when he comes back. But
Well, I mean,
he's been not feeling well, or he's
Oh.
sick because I feel like consistently his stomach has been hurting after he
I
eats.
feel like he drank way too much milk as a kid to be.
I think he
lactose
might
intolerant.
no, but like
develop
some people
it?
develop it.
Not
so
even
like
as a
yeah.
kid.
this continuously happens
believe
when
that.
he eats mac and cheese. His stomach starts hurting. So
Huh.
No, but that's mac and cheese.
that's true. He did make it
That
with water
also-
this time because we ran out of milk.
Mm.
But I asked him if it
Right.
was filtered water because of where we live, and it was. So my answer was it was not filtered enough. We gotta double filter
Yeah.
it if you're gonna use it here.
Mac and
Oh.
cheese also uses a whole stick of butter. so
Yeah,
I'm wondering if
that's
that's
It's
I
where
was-
probably our
stomach-
butter. It's probably just the
Yeah.
fact of so much.
I don't think
butter.
it's
Yeah.
not.
It's just
Yeah,
so-
I don't
it's
think it
just
matters
so
if
much
it's
of
your
it.
butter.
Yeah.
That's true.
Um,
I'm gonna have to
Will do.
experiment with him. Matt, I never told you when I came on pissed off, and then that was the day you had to leave, I think,
Oh,
or
yeah.
cancel, cause
Yeah. What did Luke do?
oh
Was it
my
watching
god,
him cook?
yes, watching this guy cook just fucking pisses me off so much. I swear to God. And
Why?
I'm not a good cook, but watching him
Luke
like
said-
try to like comprehend like what he should do next, I'm just like,
Luke said you got genuinely upset at him.
It
while
was-
watching your cook.
It was semi genuine. You gotta play it up sometime. But there was yelling. My voice got extremely loud yelling at him because I was getting pissed off. And then I was trying to teach him how to cook something. I was actually a lot calmer. It was just like when he's cooking something he should know, like pasta or boiling water. I'm like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? It's very funny. But
Mark, it's a good thing that he is living with you.
Yeah.
Now. You've already convinced him to buy something for him that he
Yeah.
needs, that he's convinced he just wants.
was
Or-
it the Psych DVDs? Is that what you're talking about?
Oh. Yeah, well, I convinced him to actually buy something that he wants and not
Nice.
something that he absolutely needs.
Yes.
For...
That's where I'm trying to. So there was like we went to Bookman's, and there was 2 Psych like DVD collections, but for seasons 1 and seasons 4, because he already has them, they're in the translucent like small case, and the other ones are the booklet things.
Yeah.
And one of them was $6, and the other one was like $8, and it could like make the whole collection how it wanted. And he kept looking. He was like looking at them. And he wanted them. And he was like, "Oh, I already have them. Shouldn't spend the money." And so, I was like, "Luke, just do it. Like you want it. It's $14." And then he thanked me. We're talking about you thanking me for this,
Yeah, we're talking
making
about
you
your
buy Psych because you
Oh, yes.
weren't gonna do it, and now you're spending money on yourself, which is good.
I
That was
also
right
owed you
after
money.
we ate spaghetti in a
Yeah.
bucket, Matt. It was the Bookman's
Oh,
in Tucson.
yes.
Spaghetti
Guys.
in a bucket.
Mac and cheese. which
Oh,
way?
Luke, sorry. I on the
We're talking
podcast I said you either are lactose intolerant or have IBS now, so I apologize if you didn't want me to say that on the
Luke,
podcast.
So, I think it's specific IBS for this specific meal because
I think
ate
you
that
just shouldn't
box
eat that.
mac
That's
and
not,
That's not how that works.
works.
You know,
I think-
I ate.
Yes,
But
it's
I-
because Kraft mac and cheese makes you put a whole stick of butter in it. We've talked about
That's
that.
right. But I did it before. I ate a whole bowl and I was fine. But
Oh,
now-
you did eat that whole bowl and you're fine.
and I was fine. Right
Wait,
now,
oh,
Pat,
but Luke,
it was the
Luke,
lager.
you had the
There was
cheese.
no milk. It was
Remember,
no milk.
we did light butter and the Parmesan cheese, and you got sick from that too. That's what I'm saying. Like,
did.
you might just be lactose intolerant because sometimes it doesn't affect me as much as
I
other
did,
times.
I
Like,
did.
I think you might.
milk?
Luke,
I don't drink as much milk as I did before, though. It scared me. usually
I'm
I'm
sorry
fine.
if I got you sick, Luke.
no,
No,
this
it's
has been
not.
happening since
It-
you moved in.
I,
Oh, okay.
Like,
Oh,
I
Mark's
ate the
fault.
mac and cheese. The podcast.
Why did
started,
you give Luke
I
IBS,
felt the
Mark?
pain.
I've been fine. I've been fine.
It's
What do you mean?
contagious, you know that,
It was
right?
it was in college that I had issues. I'm fine now. I don't have tummy issues anymore, except for that one day that you did, Luke.
Yeah, you
and then
did. Your tummy's around your esophagus right now.
okay, that was acid. It was coming the other way. It was not Luke's problem. I just constantly had acid in my throat, and it's gone now.
Oh my god.
It's gone now. Okay, don't worry about it. It wasn't the poops, but the poops did
You ate
happen in college.
Ghost
a lot.
pepper wings.
Yeah. If
You
I
ate
was eating ghost pepper
and
wings,
the
Luke, I'd be
acid
like
looked-
this.
It didn't come up. I know you would be. on the
I'd be turning my
ground.
head, and then Tony would be like, "You Gaviscon in over there." You know how it goes.
Yes, yes.
Shout out
Kelly,
to the sponsor of this
what-
episode, Gaviscon.
Gaviscon. I hate Gaviscon.
Okay.
Fuck Gaviscon.
Whoa, I thought but Poppy Gav.
Yes, but Gaviscon does not. I hate the taste of it compared to Tums. Tums works way better for me.
Chalk?
And no. So it gives. There's ones that are chewables that are way less chalky. It's like an actual thing, and Gaviscon does not have an option like that, as far as I know. And I hate that they just make you eat the chalk. Anyway,
But does the chalk work?
Kelly, so we know
Yeah.
yes, it does actually. The chalk works better. Just I want to admit that to myself. You watched
So, okay.
Planet of the Apes. So now recap time.
Yes, so
Planet of the
all
Apes.
okay, yes. So as far if I remember anything else, I'll tell you all about the trip. It was a really cool trip. It took me 5 hours in college to almost get kidnapped. Didn't get kidnapped on the entirety of a 3-week trip throughout. Actually, however, okay, first motel that we stayed in, the second night, there was a guy outside the window in a
Scary.
trench coat, black trench coat,
Oh my
like
God.
the duster, that kept twitching his head at me and he was staring at me.
Did you tell
Um,
him that his duster was cool?
No, Matt,
Of course not.
I couldn't. I was on the second floor.
Nice.
What was I gonna say? Okay, So, oh, other news is I'm in school now and I have a TV in my room.
What?
Whoa. Okay.
Is it my big TV or is it my
It's your big TV.
nice?
Because I'm an
It's
adult
like-
now and I can
my
make
desk.
unhealthy decisions for myself.
Yeah.
Is
Um,
my desk in there?
yes.
Is that what you put it on?
It's actually
Nice.
really perfect because I'm taking a class right now. So
Yeah.
I started a class the day after, the day after I got back
Oh
from
my
the trip.
gosh.
Started an English class. At least it's all online.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm a student again. And I got a big ass TV in my room.
Nice.
That's Luke moving. And Mark, you already having a TV in there.
Yeah.
All right. So Luke did a fantastic job of being me on the
I
podcast.
didn't.
Sometimes I was a little scared. I thought that was my voice coming out.
Don't
I-
patronize me.
It was so stop. Have more self-worth. I'm being serious. So
You
I'm
told
gonna
me
do.
it was bad. You told me.
I don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy.
You didn't even try, Luke.
You're
You did
actually
not
crazy.
change like the frequency
Yeah,
or octave
not
of
at
your
all.
voice at all.
I didn't hear you say. Never mind. Oh, there were. Never mind. Oh, I'll tell you when we're not recording.
So much of that is happening. This podcast. So much. I'll tell you when we're not recording. I'll pause it.
Okay. This is how far back it's been since I've been on the podcast. A Harry Potter sequel we finished.
Oh my God.
That's how far
Hmm.
back. Knife Plus
My
Heart, American
gosh.
Fiction. Uh-huh.
Holy crap.
All right.
Challengers. Hey, Mark, Luke, is Challengers still playing
It
up
is.
where you are?
It is.
Go fucking
Watch
see it,
it.
guys.
So okay.
I'm gonna go up there and watch it with you.
There's-
guys.
You were.
We've been multiple times. I was supposed to go with Trini. One of the times it was too tired and late at night, and then the other time was other stuff. Like, so there's been multiple. We're trying to see it, and
Okay.
we're still trying to see it beforehand. Luke, Civil War tomorrow. Today is the last day. If you want to go at 10:30. If you want to go at 10:30, go see it. But Challengers will still be there. So yeah, I'm still trying to go see it, Kelly.
Go up there
Okay.
to watch it again with you guys.
Okay, do it.
We're coming.
You will.
We're coming.
Oh yeah,
You're
we're coming down
it's
there.
not
Yeah.
like I'm here anymore.
Oh.
I don't think. I'll do research.
Okay.
That's crazy.
You
I
have-
just say
You have
shit,
one
you guys
movie
know this
theater.
by
It's not
now.
that big.
No, but the theater down here had little posters for Challengers, like the one
Oh,
on your
nice.
door right now, Mac for
Ooh.
War, Planet of the Apes. Yeah, like they did, because that came from the theater, the
Yeah,
Cinemark. Yeah, they
what
had one
was-
for Challengers.
What did it look like? Like what was
It was the one with the drawn one with the glasses.
Nice.
I like that one. I like movie posters going back to like drawn.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Okay, a Harry Potter senior year.
Cool.
Yes. Holy Musical Batman. The Trail to Oregon. Did
Oh.
we already tell you? Yes.
Luke's
Did
favorite.
we
Yes.
already tell you guys who's assigned what? Of the
I
musicals
cannot
that
remember.
we've seen
I
so
don't.
far?
I don't think so.
Okay, so what was it? I get the first Harry Potter one.
Yes.
Matt, you get sequel. Luke definitely gets senior year.
Yes.
Mark, you get Holy Musical Batman,
Nice.
and Luke gets Trail to Oregon.
Yeah.
Like, big time. That's Luke's favorite musical, maybe his favorite thing he's ever seen.
It's good. It's really good.
We rewatched Wet Hot American Summer as because I was leaving for 3 weeks and Luke was moving, and then Phantom Menace,
Nice.
which I've never related to a character more than I have child Anakin Skywalker. To be real. Also, so he's not Hitler, but Palpatine is. So what's the
It was
guy's
like
name?
Heinrich Himmler.
Himmler.
Himmler?
So Darth Vader is Himmler. So before he becomes him, when he's still a 5-year-old. Also, what the fuck? I know people have talked about it all the time, but what the hell? I did not realize that Padme knew him when he was a fucking child.
It's
Mhm.
weird.
What the
right?
hell?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. But also, that's my favorite child performance I've ever seen, and I am him.
Mhm.
Yes.
He is me. The movie feels a little bit offensive sometimes.
It
Those
is.
are my thoughts.
It is.
Okay. Oh, and then I was at the family and friends of Maverick, and we watched Candyman 2020.
Oh yeah, I remember you like that.
Oh yes.
And I don't know if you guys know this, but I do not like little holes.
Oh, neither does Katie.
Trypophobia.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't stand that shit. So some body horror going on kind of fucked me up.
Yeah.
It was an enjoyable movie.
That's how I
I was
felt about
into
it,
it,
too.
and then I
Yeah.
kind of wasn't into it, but like there were aspects of it that I really liked.
I don't hate that we watched it, right?
No, yeah,
Yeah.
it's good. I rewatch it. You know.
Yeah.
I would want to rewatch it after watching the original.
Have you seen the original?
No.
Oh.
And I wanted to
interesting.
watch the original first. I know it seems like a movie that'd be right up my alley, but
Maybe, yeah.
I mean that's the one they put on, so that's what I watched.
So that's what you watched.
You know,
okay,
the newer one. And then we watched Cars,
yeah.
which
Nice.
Ka-chow.
Mark,
Mhm.
I can't see your camera, but I hope you're looking me in the eyes right now. That movie is a masterpiece of cinema.
You know what's funny is that like while you're saying this, I feel inclined to agree with you, but I was just fighting someone at work because they were talking about how Cars was a good. They were talking about how it was a good Pixar movie, and I fought them to the death. But now that you're telling
To the
me it's real
death.
good, then I'm like, it is. But I
It's
have to play I have to play both sides on Cars.
Sometimes stereotypes are funny.
The reason I don't like it is I think it's just drags in the
joke.
middle. To be honest, that's the
See,
biggest
I
reason
dig
I
it.
don't like it. It's like I'm just like, oh, I'm bored.
I dig it. I'm into the character development of Lightning McQueen. I am him. He is me.
It is Owen Wilson,
know?
so at least we have that.
Yes. I really like that movie, actually. I really like Cars. Also, apparently, there's no confirmation, but it probably takes place in Arizona.
It looks like it.
Interesting, yeah.
It's off of Route 66, and it's like just desert, and it's like it's not confirmed where Radiator Spring is, but it's heavily implied that it is Arizona. So isn't that neat? That's a
That's
Cool,
movie,
yeah.
famous movie that takes place in Arizona, probably.
Don't look that up.
Original Planet of the Apes. I don't know if you guys know this, but I love Roddy McDowell. I love him so much. And also seeing the monkeys kiss made me giggle. Okay, and then we watch Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Really, really good. Love that movie. Okay, what I didn't talk about is the ending of season 3 of Chucky. That's how long I've been. And this is my favorite show that has ever existed. They just do whatever the fuck they want, and it's batshit insane. And John Waters playing grandfather. What was it?
Wendell.
Wendell.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Then okay, we watched Cars on the Road, which was about Lightning McQueen and Mater going on a road trip across the country for Mater's sister's wedding.
Oh, whoa, whoa,
That was crazy.
whoa, whoa,
And
whoa, wait.
It fucked. It was great.
Fucked.
It fucked. You know, there was a whole episode that was they became Mad Max. It like they were forced
That's good stuff.
indoctrinated into Mad Max.
That's real
That's
good.
just right.
Ghosts exist in the universe. It was really good. Okay. Okay, and then Mysteries at the Museum, my new favorite show. And then I'm
History
gonna talk
Channel,
about. Yes.
Yeah.
It's like a sister show to Mysteries Unexplained. No.
Don't know that
Something
one.
like that. But Mysteries at the Museum.
Katie's
Okay.
dad watches that sometimes. That's why I know what it is. Yeah.
Okay. So on the trip, I read a book. I read a whole book
Oh,
in 2
the John
weeks.
Waters one?
I
Yeah,
did.
nice.
I'm gonna get it right now.
Okay, fill in the air.
Sorry, my
We
crinkling.
didn't say anything.
Filling the air.
Sorry.
That was all that
So
was
sorry.
said within her leaving.
That was a lot of
Um,
pressure.
Okay, I read. What'd you say?
I I was trying to figure out how to fill the air, and all I could think of was to say filling the air, and then it was silent for 10 seconds.
Yeah, I know that you guys had technical difficulties, but it was interesting seeing how much shorter the episodes that I was not involved in.
That was
Were-
especially it would have been way longer if not for the technical difficulties.
Yes. And if your stomach still hurts in half an hour, I will give you more because that's what the directions say.
He is.
Ridiculous right now, and I don't want to hear
Oh my
You're
god.
clutch.
He's your mother, Luke.
Look.
Nice.
What is that?
The
Acid.
bamboozle. Oh.
Is this how they do acid?
Yep.
Luke.
Luke, you're lucky.
Thank you, Marky.
They expire.
it.
They expire tomorrow. Actually, that's not true. It says June 2024, so like that means at some point in June
Basically
2024.
Throws up.
2 days.
I've had these for over a year, and we caught it within 2 days left.
Nice.
Thanks, man.
You have till the end of June at least. All it's gonna do is affect you less. You won't die from these.
Kelly, show us that book.
I read in 2 weeks. I read Car Sick,
Nice.
which John Waters hitchhikes across America, which he did in fact do when he was 66 years old.
Oh my gosh.
He's
Could you
fucking
imagine?
crazy,
You saw him on
Uh-huh.
the side of the road.
dude. I shit.
So would Luke.
So, this book is so perfect for me. So the first section is, so the first 2 sections are all fictional. The first section is the best that could happen. The second section is the worst that could happen, and the third section is what did happen.
Nice.
And
That's cool.
It was just perfect. And it was perfect to read on a road trip, and I love this insane man so much. I love him. And it was so much fun. It was such a good book. I loved it. Okay, one last thing. So sorry, saved it for last because it's a new development. Since I've been back, I've been watching a new show.
Not
And
Oz.
no, but I am just got to season 4.
Okay, but you can't stop there. You cannot stop there, please. It'll make
Wait.
me mad.
Lost.
It is different. It is different because it is a British show. Meaning
6
there are
episodes.
6 episodes.
Yeah.
There are 6 episodes. So I've been
Think-
back.
oh, I know what it is. I
you
know
know
what it is.
exactly what it is. I know you know what it is.
TOL. Dang it. Not
Father
Toast of London?
Brown.
It's
Uh,
good.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
TOL.
TOL, like Toast of London.
Toast of
Not-
London. That's a great guess. So I've been back for 4 days and I just finished season 3
Oh my
of
god.
a
How many
little
seasons are there?
show. 9.
Father Brown. No.
Father Brown.
Okay, go. I won't guess.
Little
I
show
won't
called
guess.
Peep Show.
Oh, I've heard good things
Oh.
about that. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, guys, I need you to put. Okay, so first off, I will tell you this. Other than establishing shots, every shot of the show is shot from a character's point of view,
That's what I love.
Oh.
and the camera quality is so bad. It is so bad.
Okay,
The show started in I think 2003, and so the camera it is super heavily season 1 of Sunny.
Oh, that
But-
reminds me.
Yes.
When I did my Sunny video, very helpful and not at all annoying people love to comment. Peep Show did it first on my video, so that's
Did what first?
just
It.
the type
It,
of comedy.
yeah, all of
yeah, just
Well, it is. Okay, so to me, the dynamic of the 2 main characters is like British Dennis and Mac if Dennis and Mac were both Charlie.
What?
Does that make
Ooh.
sense?
I get you.
You get
I
it?
understand
Okay,
that, I
and
understand.
British.
And
Okay.
British.
Um,
I understand.
so I need you to put yourself in my shoes. I watched the first episode. I was like, haha, that's so good. Credits come up. Jesse Armstrong's name comes up and created by.
What? Did he do the thick of it too?
Did he?
Was that him?
Does that make sense?
Or was that a different person? You watched a show that he did. I thought that he wrote.
It was probably thick of it then.
Peep Show.
So
Gotcha.
yeah, I highly recommend the show.
Okay.
You guys, oh my god, this show perfect for me. I think it's the funniest thing I've seen in my life. don't recommend it to other people. What I'm trying to say is, like, I don't think Katie and Trin would like that at all.
Don't worry, I was planning to watch it alone.
Yeah, there's just some things that like
Yeah.
I just know. I just
Yeah,
know.
chowder.
Sometimes I make her watch it.
Chowder pick-
Oh, look, I'm gonna have to go into
chowder.
all of that. The
Yeah,
chowder,
yeah.
chowder was a.
Flapjack was the lowest rated, I think. From what I...
No, it was chowder. Chowder was the lowest
Was
rated.
Chowder was the 2?
I have the notebook. I'll go through it when I go through ours.
Luke, it was the thick of it. Which makes total sense too, because the thick of it is filmed just like Succession. So
That's the camera.
the aesthetic, I guess, of Peep Show, nothing like Succession, but the things people
essence of
say,
it.
the
The
essence of
essence.
it is so there. You can tell
Nice.
the humor.
is the
The same
aura,
guy
like-
who wrote it wrote those lines.
Is it like a Roman Roy aura? If that
It's-
makes sense.
In a way, but
Roman
like
mixed, not. Yeah.
it's more like it does, like, sorry to you because you were annoyed by the comments, but it does have Sunny vibes where the main characters aren't good people, but they're not as bad as Sunny. They're mostly they're like relatable bad people. They're normal bad people. Like, this is a bad
So,
person that exists,
on
not a
the-
cartoon villain.
I will be right back to
They're-
go get that
they're-
notebook.
they're-
Just a heads up.
Luke, they're
Okay.
typed as lawful and chaotic neutrals, not evil.
Oh, On a
If that
scale of
helps
like
you.
workaholics, and
It also, that was the other show it reminded me.
is it like, are they better than the workaholics chums, or are they like on the same level as the workaholics?
I would say that. Well, they're probably worse from what I've seen of
Okay.
Workaholics. But they maybe in Workaholics they probably do worse stuff than I've seen. I just haven't gotten to that point. But I would say, like, they're on the spectrum of Sunny to Workaholics. They're the middle.
Hey,
Alright.
Kelly, I also
But I
don't,
relate to them.
I don't want you to think that
unfortunately.
it annoyed me to have people comparing it. It's when they'd be like, clearly you've never watched a British comedy because this did it first. I was
Ew.
like, okay, like, slow your roll.
Die.
Like, calm down.
Anytime
Yeah.
you start a sentence with clearly, that's
Yeah,
just
they were just
That's
like,
gross.
I have heard of Peep Show for a long time, so
Okay.
I want to watch it.
Please
Yeah.
do, because I also need to talk about it. And
Okay.
but don't look up. I want you guys to
Okay.
be surprised by people that,
Ooh,
because
yeah,
it's also
yeah.
2003, so it's like
Mhm.
before.
Yeah. The before times.
The before times. But it went until 2015. So yeah, so it's a little different because I've watched 3 seasons. I've binged 3 seasons, but there's 6 episodes a season, and they're 26-minute episodes. But I really, really want you guys to watch it because the things we would think it's hilarious.
Oh, good, okay,
And
good.
so I love it. New favorite show means everything to me.
Good. I will check it out at some point, which usually means in 5 years I'll finally pick it up.
Yeah, it's really easy to just keep watching though.
Yeah.
They're incredible. Okay, that's it, I think. Sorry, took so long.
Don't say sorry. I missed this. You are the
Okay.
glue that keeps this podcast together,
Sorry.
clearly.
Oh, good. Thanks. Well,
is
Mark's gone.
He's still getting his notebook.
he just went
whew,
back into his room, I think.
vamping, filling
I'm back.
the space.
I'm back.
Okay. Whew, thank God.
Mark,
I used
Mark.
my Matt Murdock
I got it.
theory.
I have it.
watch Peep Show.
I got it. I had the headphones on so I could hear. I just couldn't.
Oh,
talk back.
Oh, okay.
But I found it. So it was in the original notebook that I had, but I couldn't find the page until I asked Trini for help, and then I found it immediately. You know how it goes.
You know how it goes.
What are you looking up?
Well, I'll just go into my
The
recap
Brady-
then.
It's the game I played.
Oh my god.
I'll just start with this. I don't know when this happened in the timeline of my recap, but we did a thing where for one night, Luke and I chose pilot episodes
right.
of 6 different shows, and that
You're
Trini had
six.
never seen, and
Nice.
we had to guess how she would rate it out of 10. And so here are the results of that.
Oh God.
Chowder.
Oh no.
Chowder.
no.
Luke thought that she would rate it a 7. I said that she would rate it a 3. She rated it a 2.
Oh
Blasphemy.
no.
I will say I felt kind of weird about that episode too.
What?
Did you?
It was.
I thought
Did
it
they
was
run
gold.
away?
I thought
It
it was
was-
gold.
It was when he was just kept doing the same thing over and over and over again in the middle episode. I was like, "What's happening?"
That's golden.
Yeah. Okay. Regular show. Luke put a 3. I said she'd give it a 5, and she gave it a 5. So I was
Oh.
spot on.
Nice.
Spot on with
Damn.
that.
My name is Earl. Luke said 7. I said 6, and she gave it a 6. She did not know our ratings
Ooh.
beforehand. She would have chose
No.
Luke's if she
Oh.
did, for sure. She would
Yes.
not want me to win. She was getting pissed
So-
off that all mine were really
It
cool.
was.
Mark, I think that we mind melded because for the past few weeks I was keeping like, I should rewatch My Name Is Earl, and I could not remember why, and I was like, I should rewatch it. I should rewatch it, and then Luke told me
You would
that
like the first
in
episode.
the episode, he said that the moment someone said, "What was it? A gay?"
Yeah.
You went, Kelly would like this.
Yep. Yeah. Well, that was before I knew he was a gay or something like that.
Also, the fact that they ran away.
Yeah, they sprinted out of the house because they didn't know how to react. Amazing World of Gumball. Luke said she would give it a 6. I said she was going to give it an 8, and she gave it an 8.
Nice.
Um,
Good.
Flapjack. Luke said she was going to give it a 5. I said she was going to give it a 2. She gave it a 3. So I went off. Malcolm in the Middle. Luke said she was going to give it an 8. I said she was going to give it a 7, and she ended up giving it a 6. So
Okay.
my margin of error was 1 across the
Yeah,
board.
that's crazy.
Which pissed her off so much. Because I was also like, I was doing the I know you so well, like, you know, being so annoying about it.
Are
So
you guys gonna do more shows?
maybe. I mean, it was just kind of on a whim. We were just like, I was searching on stuff. I was like, oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. And she hadn't seen any of them, so we just started writing them down. So that was a fun night of just like random stuff. And yeah, I beat Luke on every single one, which I
Every
should.
single one.
Which I
But
should.
that
I
was
know,
the first-
obviously. I know her
The
more.
first
but-
pick when you were like Chowder, my guess is 3. I was like, oh, I need to rewrite.
Yeah, you
why
put 7. I was like,
my guess
nope.
is-
I know her better than you do. But we started watching Gravity Falls. Because I was just like, I kind of feeling like watching Gravity
Yes.
Falls, and she had never seen it. And we watched one episode. She was like, oh, that was pretty good. And then we watched another one, and then she got super into it. So we're on episode 5 of season 2 now.
Hey,
So
wait,
we're
which
almost
one's
done,
that?
but I
believe
don't.
It's,
I
the
think
bunker. No, the bunker was 2.
Oh my god, no, that's
But the
later.
bunker was 2. Oh,
He
is
said
episode
2.
6
He
the
said
blind
he
guy?
said 2. He said
I don't know,
episode
the
5
la-
of season 2.
the last one that we watched was the one where Bill went into Dipper's body.
Haha.
Oh
Let's
shit.
talk
Okay, the
opera.
puppet
Chopin.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucked.
But so I have this problem of I really always want to watch everything that I show her, and then we have too many shows to watch together because we have like 4. So I was fine with her watching a few episodes without me, but I told her she had to stop at episode 10 of season 2 because I want to watch episode 11 together, and then 11 on. So
Nice.
As you should.
Good call. Good call.
that's kind of we kind of stopped. Well, we did that, but we also finished Midnight Mass.
Whoa.
Those are the 2 shows we were watching. Very good. Luke, it is her least favorite of Mike Flanagan. She did not hate it, but she also did not grow
Right.
up religious. And so,
Yeah.
like, all the church stuff and all the biblical, like, allegories, it, like, yeah, didn't...
Do you-
The way we feel about it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she did
Do you
like
guys
it.
ever just think about Zach Gilfer's eyes and start crying?
Oh,
Mm.
Because I
every time I look at Matt's fucking serial
I
eyes
know.
profile, you piece of
It's
Yeah,
the moment
that,
the sun
that's
hits
exactly
it.
what I'm thinking.
piece of shit.
The episode that you're on is Susan the real girl.
Oh, yes. Yeah, yeah.
Ah.
So I'm being super annoying and being like, you can't watch any past episode 10. Well, it was 11, but I want to make sure she didn't watch 11, so then I said 10. So then, because I really want to watch episode 11. So I'm being super annoying.
Is Susan the real girl a reference to Lars and the real girl?
I think so.
Yeah.
Which
That's
is that's a-
insane. That's a good
that's
pull.
the only show that would have a Lars and the real girl reference.
Let's see. Luke and I have not watched any Mr. Meaty, which is very sad.
So disappointing, really.
Really.
crazy.
But we did watch one episode of The Flavor of Love.
Oh,
Tell me!
I saw
You've
you log
seen
that.
it.
It's
You've
all.
seen Flavor of Love finally.
Whoa! Someone threw a shoe at somebody.
Yeah, or was going to, but the camera kept.
No, they
panning
did.
down. They did.
They did, and
Well,
then they
you
kept
didn't tell
panning
me
down
they
because
did.
they were gonna do it again.
Again.
So, like,
And they
no,
got
no, no.
kicked
The other
out.
person throw a shoe? I thought it was just like a
They
piece
threw
of
their
paper or
heel. No, they threw their heel.
something.
Yeah. And then they kept, while she was talking, she was not indicating that she was gonna take him off, but the cameraman kept panning down to like try to convince her to do it. It was really weird.
It's the messiest.
Yeah.
television
Yeah, it
Oh,
was-
that's
Mark
ever-
also told me that there was a trivia, and it was like it was revealed that this contestant in season 2 was an imposter hired by the crew.
Yeah,
It was just an
it's like
actress.
they've been.
Yeah.
Let's
Good
see.
show.
Good show.
So Gravity Falls season 1. Other than that, just today watched all of season 5 of Too Many Spirits, which is the
Damn.
one where they're like bow ties and like I don't know,
We haven't
Abraham
seen
Lincoln hat type of. Yeah, I don't know. Oh my god. Okay,
Uh,
but I'm watching.
Gentlemen.
So far
Yes, I'm watching the next season. I'm almost done. I'm on the last episode of the next season too. This season, so it would be episode season 6 technically. Oh my god! Like, there's some moments that may have been like top moments between them of like
Really?
just the dumbest things. Steven was in a laughing fit during their recording, and usually he's like pissed off because one of the just the stupidest things happened, or like they read one of the stupidest things. And Ricky was there during the recording. I was
Yay.
like, oh, they changed it to where Ricky was also like watching them throughout the night because usually he
Good.
leaves. Oh, so good. Also, with if you guys sign in to watch your TV stuff, they have like apps on Amazon Fire Stick and Roku now, so
Oh,
like
okay.
it's on the
Wow.
TV
Whoa.
now,
Okay.
Legit.
and on your phone. So it's like they have apps now across the
Damn.
board.
Wow.
So I actually really like the setup too of like which season I'm on because I could never figure that out, which is why I stopped watching stuff. So anyway,
Perfect.
so I watched that. But that was it for TV because it's been Gravity Falls and then finishing Midnight Mass. I've seen 3 episodes of season 4 of Originals, but I think I said that last time. For books, I went and bought You Like It Darker by Stephen King the day it came out. Not the best week for it to come out with like other stuff happening, and so like I've only read like 130 pages, but I
Holy.
really like it so far. There's like 12 short stories, and I really like it, and its ratings are actually a lot higher than his other recent collections I saw
Yeah.
today. I had no idea. I just assumed. I mean, like it's still in the like 4s as normal, but like other ones are a little bit lower at 4, and this one was getting higher. Obviously, it's the fans that read it immediately.
Ooh.
But-
Interesting.
I mean,
with
in the middle of yeah. Go
With books, like a 3 and up, I'm like, that's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
So, I think on Goodreads it has like a 4.44 right now or something.
that's
Whoa.
crazy.
That's insane.
So, and
That's
I'm
so high.
it'll go down a little bit, but shorts like collections of his, like I have the Bizarre Bad Dreams, which was
Yeah.
from 2015, and it has like a 3.7 on Goodreads, like which is still fine. It's just like I did not expect You Like It Darker. I was like, whatever, I'm gonna try it. I'm in the middle of like the longest story, and I really like it so far.
Nice.
I really like the first story, and then there's 2 that are like less than 10 pages in between them, and like they were so it's almost like flash fiction to be honest. It's like
Yeah,
so
yeah.
short,
Interesting.
and they were cool. Like obviously in that amount of time we don't get connected as much, but like I've liked them so far. There's not been one that I disliked, so
Awesome.
really want to read a lot more, but haven't had the time or the mindset in some days. But movies. Let's see. I'll do since the last. So Luke and I saw Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. We watched Mission Impossible, and then Fury Road immediately after. That movie's insane. Which we've seen it, but yeah. I showed Trini last night in Soho,
yeah.
which she really liked. She had no idea what it was to going in, so.
That's the right way to go into that one.
Yep. And then we watched Saw 3. Which is funny because she didn't like gore, but she's seen like 6 of the Saw movies before. So like,
Weird.
yeah. But she doesn't remember what happens and why. I'm trying to get her to 10. So I'm trying to just
Oh
have
my
her watch the full
God.
series. So we just watched the 3rd one. And then she showed me this movie called Stick It from 2006.
I saw
Oh
that
my
was by the same
God.
director as Bring It On.
It's yeah. I mean, it's just a gymnastics movie, so it's like, but it was pretty good, guys. It was pretty good.
Yes.
Nice.
There's some parts that were so cringy, but it was really
Yeah.
good. I've been liking. She's been showing me more, like, cause she showed me Bring It On, the fourth one or
Yeah.
whatever that she watched as kids. I've actually been really liking those ones. It's very different than the vibes of movies I show her. So, and this one was like you couldn't
That's
rent it
fun.
on Vudu or Amazon. You could only rent it on Apple TV. So it was like
That's
harder to
hilarious.
find too.
Huh.
So it was pretty good. Huh. And then Luke and I saw Furiosa. What was that last night? Yeah. Oh my god, guys.
Highly recommend. Highly recommend.
highly. Also, it's not doing good in box office, so highly
Yeah.
recommend going.
Highly recommend.
Because we need to have the Wasteland, which doesn't sound like it's gonna happen if the box office doesn't do good. Also, Luke, it's insane to find out the Wasteland's also a prequel, so Fury Road's technically the
know.
end of a trilogy that they're making,
The
which
first
is
one.
insane.
Yeah.
So they make a third one, a first one, and then the second one, basically, of like
Yeah.
how they both got to it. Because really, Fury Road is like the end of Furiosa's story / Max. It could be, like he can still go on, but yeah, they were basically said. George Miller said that he had to write the full screenplay for Furiosa, so the whole cast understood the character going into Fury Road. So he let the whole cast read the
Oh.
Furiosa script before they filmed Fury Road.
Isn't that crazy? 9 years.
And then
before they
9
actually-
years
yeah,
later,
it's
he
crazy.
makes Furiosa. So it's like he already had this planned out, and they already have the Wasteland like ready essentially to film. But it's just like if they make enough money, it is. So it's the same thing as Fury Road, but told completely different. Like this whole thing's story where Luke, I was telling Luke, my favorite thing about Fury Road is it's drive and then drive back to where they went. Like that's the whole movie is just drive. Oh, what they're looking for doesn't exist anymore. Time to go back, and that's the whole movie. There's nothing else
Furiosa.
happening.
Furiosa's like 5 chapters of
Yes,
like one person.
it does like part 1, and
Like-
it's like so.
It's really good.
Highly,
Really
highly
good.
recommend. I actually like it more than Fury Road.
I do too.
Wow.
Just the way it's told is very much like it. It's how I might sound cringy, but more it really is like an epic. Like the way he like tells it is like. There's 3 times I thought the movie was gonna end, and then it just kept going, which is good because I was like, it just kept getting like more and more, and I honestly just didn't want it to end. And then the way it ends just leads. Essentially, it's like you could watch them back to back, and it's the ending of the like. Fury Road
Yeah,
is so. I really hope they release a 4.5 hour cut because George Miller's
And just
insane.
splice
Of
together.
like you could
Oh my
splice it
God.
together and it would make sense.
Um,
Like it would flow pretty seamlessly. I think so.
with those 2 Mad Max movies that we watched, that's some of the best acting that I think. Like
It
it
is
is
really
just
good.
crazy because people really have to just kind of act insane.
Also,
and
Anya Taylor-Joy
it's
only has
really-
like 30 lines in it.
but she's really good. And, like it just her face, and then Chris Hemsworth is really good. Like he is.
Yes, he's
lost his mind.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Chris Hemsworth
I
as the
wish
bad guy
more
is my
people would see
new person that I want to play the bad guy and everything. I really
Wow.
liked him, and him not being the hot guy and that's always what he's cast as, and he's like he was so good in it. So highly recommend.
Okay.
Like yes, you guys should see it in the theater if you can. But
I've never seen Fury Road.
you should watch Fury Road and then go watch Furious.
I think you would actually like Fury Road a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the directing you would really like.
It's the directing, and like I said, it's
I'm
literally
into-
drive and then drive back.
Yeah,
There's like
I'm
nothing
into
else happening.
the vibes.
Also, Riley Keough is in it, Kelly.
Yes.
Oh,
And
really?
Zoe Kravitz.
Yes.
And,
Oh my God.
Yeah. So.
isn't like Tom Hardy on strapped to a car?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh Kelly. He
You
has
would-
he has type O. Sorry, small spoiler. He has type O blood, which is like the universal blood that you can use, and so he is basically tied to the front of a car with an IV, giving blood to somebody else because he's the human blood bag to that guy.
They just call him Blood Bag. the
Yeah,
whole
they
time.
call him blood bag while he's like strapped to the front of a car.
Don't tell her more. Don't tell her more. This
It's
I
good.
knew this
No,
would
no.
make her dislike it.
No,
Don't
no.
tell her
Yeah.
more.
But the way,
I
listen,
don't know what I'm into
I
and
don't
what
know.
I'm not,
I
guys.
don't know.
No,
Not
Kelly,
as gross
but if
as
you
it
would
sounds.
see it, if
It's
you would
not
see
as
it,
gross as it sounds,
you would
but
like it. Does that make sense? The way it is filmed, I think you would like it by the way it does it. It just sounds
Is he
gross. As I'm saying.
consenting?
No,
No,
he's-
he's a prisoner.
Then, okay.
Well, he breaks it. It's that's the
Kelly.
movie.
To be completely honest, I don't know if you
If
would like.
he
the movie.
was in, if he was into
But
it,
it's
then
not-
maybe I would.
It's not
But
as
He's-
I don't
gross-
know.
Well, you knew he was strapped to the front of a car. He wasn't consenting to that either.
I thought he was.
No,
Nope.
he's a prisoner.
It was Tom Hardy. He does a bunch of weird shit.
That's
That
true.
is true.
It is
His
Max.
mouth is covered again.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'll like it, Kelly, but it isn't as gross as it seems.
No.
When I was younger, I thought it would be
Well-
grosser with Joe,
Well,
and
Joe?
it wasn't.
And Morton Joe is the bad guy.
And Morton Joe. Yeah.
because you guys know I like gross shit, but I don't know why. It's specific gross shit.
Yeah.
I think it depends. You'd have to watch it. Okay, sorry.
Sorry.
That was, but Fury. I think you'd like Furiosa more. I don't know. Well, because Furiosa's like literally just story compared to
Well,
like
maybe
Fury Road,
I'll
which is
give-
like just no plot.
Maybe I'll give Fury Road a chance, and if I don't like it, then I probably won't watch Furiosa.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Matt, you should definitely go see Furiosa.
Oh, we were planning on it. It's just been a little bit
Yeah.
messy with us getting sick and shit. you
For
know?
sure. Okay. That was it though. So, Matt or Luke?
Yeah, you can go.
Okay. I guess I will start with TV. I also finished Chucky season 3. Beautiful, so
Yes.
chaotic. It's exactly what I wanted. I love the audacity to do that kind of
Yes.
cliffhanger when a season 4 isn't a given too. It's just yeah. I finally finished Ghosts.
Yeah.
Thanks to you, Kelly, because you bought them. Thank you
I
for
did.
that. Because I was explaining to Katie, I was like, this is like, as far as comfort shows go, this is way up
Yes.
there for me. This is what
Yeah.
I'm gonna return to
That's
again
the
and again.
comfort.
It's fantastic. That's my second family, and you guys can come along and hang out with all of us.
Today, I didn't have time to watch what we were gonna watch for dinner. Well, first off, Dad asked us to watch Reno 911.
Yeah.
It's hard to pick
That makes sense.
episodes.
It makes a lot of sense.
It's hard to pick episodes of that show because it's like clips put
Right.
together, and so you can't. So I almost picked one with Mayor Hernandez,
Yeah.
but then I
You should pick-
didn't know.
The-
What?
You should pick. Oh, I always forget his name, but Oscar.
Yeah.
You should pick
damn
the
it!
one with him.
Yes. Yes. But then you don't know what else happens in the episodes.
No,
Is
no.
the thing because I was also going to. Never mind. I'll
Spanish
tell
Mike-
you later. I was
Alvarez.
Spanish Mike Alvarez. Anyway, sorry, but I didn't know, and so we just watched an episode of Horrible Histories. That's how we got here.
you know
because-
what? I watched 2/3 of an episode of Horrible Histories the other day because
Yeah.
Katie was the one who said, you know, if you ever like want to just like put that on, I do like that show, and I was like, hell yeah.
That's cool.
You know, Dad shows it to his.
Does
class.
he? Oh, that's
Yeah.
fantastic. It
He's
really
a history teacher.
the one that we just watched had them singing about like the Celtic warrior woman, and like they were
Yes.
doing like a whole like choreographed dance. It was so
Wasn't
well done.
was that the Barracuda one or no?
I don't think so.
Because a lot of the songs are
I did recognize the tune, but I can't remember
Parodies.
what it was. Yeah.
yeah.
I
So-
also caught up
Yes.
on Abbott Elementary, which
That's what I forgot.
I
Sorry.
did not realize that it was the end of the season until I started the last episode and they said it's the last day of school, and I went, "Oh, okay, cool."
It was
Um,
a phenomenal finale, though.
It was great.
It was
great.
so good.
Yeah.
I have not watched the finale yet. I'm one out.
Okay.
I'm just one
Okay.
behind.
I watched like 5 episodes in one sitting. Just was like, I'm gonna catch up, and not realizing that like the season was over.
So it was really chaotic.
Yeah, it was. I watched one more episode each of Broadchurch and Shogun because I had fallen off with those. And I should have led with books because I finished Good Omens this morning. And so I started the show today,
Nice.
and I've watched 5 of the 6 episodes of season 1.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
And
Oh my god,
it's
Matt!
so spot on
Yes.
to the book.
Isn't it? Oh my god! I know.
It's so
It's so perfect.
It even like expounds upon things even
Yep.
more than in the book sometimes.
Oh,
It's
just
really
wait,
impressive.
season 2.
Yeah. But I talk about actors showing up that I didn't know was in it. Like every episode, I was like, which I'm not going to spoil because
Yeah.
in case
Yeah,
people
I've not
listening
seen
haven't
it.
seen it and Mark hasn't seen it, there's some actors where you're like, well, you're in this. Of course you are. I should know.
Yes.
But it's delightful.
Yay.
I think that might be it for that. For movies, Katie and I rewatched Seven.
Oh my god.
Right.
Phenomenal movie. We made sure we like audibly booed when Kevin Spacey came on screen, so everyone knew
Yeah.
where our priorities lay.
Everyone, your cats knew.
Yep, so they know in case our house is bugged. um, but really phenomenal movie. Brad Pitt uses the F slur
Yes.
and the R word
Ooh.
both. I was like, okay, 1995.
Oh, not just 1995. I had two middle-aged drunk men saying both of those words back and back right next to me.
Out loud.
They're like, "Oh yeah, what? What do you mean?" out loud?" No, I can read their mind, and that's what they were saying.
I don't know
For,
what
like
I
for
meant
an
by that.
hour.
It's really weird to be around like old conservative people sometimes because
I don't
I've
even know
heard.
if they were conservative. They were just
Okay,
drunk.
Just
my
throwing it around.
experience, I've been
Yeah.
around, and it was words would just be thrown, and you're like, how do I react
was
to this
wild.
without starting a fight?
No.
Somebody at work one time said the R word, and I
Oh.
kind of just like didn't say anything, and then they kind of left. And I'm pretty sure that was the last time I talked to them, and they don't work at the museum anymore.
Good.
Nice.
Usually I try to say something, but sometimes you're in situations where you can't.
I didn't
Mhm.
know how to react,
Cause a
and then
scene, yeah.
and then they just like left, and I was like, okay.
It's crazy.
Anyway, besides those two things, did your light go out? That was crazy.
Is it
Yeah,
the
it
TV?
was. Go
Oh.
ahead.
Besides those two things, really great movie. I watched Mission Impossible. So we only have one TV, but when Katie and I were both feeling sick, we moved the TV into the bedroom, and so I watched Mission Impossible in bed, and it was really nice.
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 And then Katie and I watched The Lovely Bones, which I had never seen. Stanley Tucci, super creepy in that movie.
Aw.
He plays the killer.
Yeah,
which
he's
is
playing against type.
not a spoiler, because like from the beginning you know who the killer is really. Mark Wahlberg plays the dad. Could not have been stranger casting. I had heard that Ryan Gosling was cast originally, and his idea for the character was for the dad to be a little bit heavier, so he gained weight for the role, and then they fired him.
Because he gained weight for the role?
That's the story I heard. I don't know how to
Oh my
fact check
God.
that. But then they cast Mark
For
Wahlberg,
that movie?
and yeah, Mark Wahlberg was miscast big time.
Isn't he always?
unless he's standing on an oil rig, he's miscast.
I'm telling you right now, Mark Wahlberg is one of the worst actors I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, but I will say Saoirse Ronan is like 15 when she
Yeah.
filmed that, so she was really good. Yeah, the movie is a mess, an absolute mess. Whoa, you okay there, Kel?
Did Peter Jackson direct that one?
He
Yeah.
did, which I was
That's
looking it up. I was
wild.
like, this is so far in left field compared to all of his other work. It's strange.
Well, didn't he do Heavenly Creatures? No. Am I?
He may have in the 90s. Yeah,
Yeah.
Hey,
Who are we
Um,
talking about? Sorry, who are we talking-
Peter Jackson.
Okay, yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
But yeah, it's the movie does things. The structure is very strange, and like they're a bit like I liked Stanley Tucci the way he plays the killer, but like structurally the movie's a mess. Anyway,
Matt, did you hear
I
that Peter
watched that
Jackson?
movie.
Oh, sorry.
what about
Mark has news,
That
and it blew my mind.
about Lord of the Rings?
that Peter
Yes.
Jackson is
Yeah.
making the Gollum movie of like the time periods we missed, and
With
it's like
Andy.
original content that, like,
Is that from the
Well,
Silmarillion?
no.
or
So
is-
what he said was that it was, at least from what I've heard, is that it I think some of it's gonna be him filling in the gaps, but there's
Yeah.
parts of the books of the original trilogy / Hobbit that they didn't film because the movies were so long. So like
Oh, wow.
it's filling in the gaps of his journey, and it makes me happy because like I know people don't like the Hobbits. I'm not the biggest fan, but that was also like studio wanted him to make,
yeah.
and it was supposed to be somebody else making it, It was supposed to be Guillermo del Toro, and then it switched back to it's like
What?
so like
That's crazy.
That would have
Yeah.
been wild.
it was because of studio interference. They had Peter Jackson come back, but then the schedule was so like the fact that he wants to do this and is coming back with Andy Serkis, I'm like super excited for it.
That is cool.
Oh.
And of course, I just hate the internet. I hate people on the internet because like
Oh,
since
no.
the Rings of Power
Get off
is
of
bad, they're like, oh, nothing should be adapted or
Well-
new stories, and it's like it's not even technically new. It's just filling in the gaps.
Well, and also Peter Jackson had nothing to do with the show. Completely
I
different
know.
creators, different studio. Like,
I know.
it's not the same.
Guys, what? I had no idea.
That's crazy. But yeah, Peter Jackson. It's if you look at his career, it's like Dead Alive in the '90s, and then like Lord of the Rings. Like he's such an
And the
interesting
Beatles
filmmaker.
documentary.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
so strange, in a good way, most of the
Yeah.
time. I'm gonna move on to books. One more thing about movies. Kelly, they are at the Loft playing the 4K director's cut of But I'm a Cheerleader.
Oh
What?
my god.
Director's cut.
Yeah,
Director's
it's coming
cut.
out 25 years later.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? It's
What-
in a series that they're calling 1999 Best Movie Year Ever, where it has The Matrix, Run Lola Run, But I'm a Cheerleader, Being John Malkovich, The Blair Witch Project, The Virgin Suicides,
Oh my god.
Existence, the David Cronenberg movie, Summer of Sam, which is a Spike
Oh,
Lee
yeah.
movie. Like,
Oh, whoa.
wow,
this
there's
awesome.
actually way more movies. Cruel Intentions, Election, like.
Dude,
crazy.
every
Well,
movie
did
came
you
out in
just say-
1999.
Did you just say Cruel Intentions?
I said Cruel Intentions.
We have to go. We-
I should let you know about that because Katie
No,
told me,
thank
and I was
you.
like, "Ooh,
Oh my god. Do you
And
know
then
for
I
how long?
let me see.
Dude, that's awesome.
Because of course it started me going, oh, do you want to know this about Jamie Babbitt? And then I talked for way too long. June 7th through June 13th.
Okay,
Yeah,
Thank you.
Friday through Thursday.
that was
Um,
crucial information.
Yeah, and it's only $8. So
Okay,
general admission.
good. Thank you.
Books. I told you I finished Good Omens. And I started Stephen King's The Eyes of the Dragon.
Oh, nice.
Which, even from page 1, the king is named Roland, and his magician is named Flag.
Oh,
I
oh my god.
What?
was like, what's going
Excuse
on?
me?
When did he write that one? When did he write? So,
84.
So the Dark Tower came after. Okay. No, did it?
No, it was
Yeah,
like
it was around the
78,
same
wasn't
time.
it? I think
So, he
Gunslinger was
wrote it.
78.
He wrote it in the 70s, but it didn't come out until the early 80s, I believe. It was around the
Oh.
same
Let me check the
Man.
publication on my old.
Gosh
Oh.
dang it! I'm gonna have to read all of them in order. I know I will.
Oh my
I know
God.
It's
I'll
pretty
have to.
crazy. It's very obvious too, because like Flag is a terrible person in this one too. Yeah. Oops. Yeah, I had slacked on Good Omens because of everything going on. So like this morning, I was like, I want to finish. I read 100 pages, and then I was like, let me watch so much of the show. All I did was like Good Omens today.
Isn't it so,
So-
fun?
He wrote.
It's so fun.
How many what anecdotes?
the little footnotes, yeah.
The footnotes.
Yeah.
And it's just sometimes a whole page will be the footnote.
It's very funny.
So, Gunslinger officially came out in 1982. He wrote the first section of it and copyrighted it. Like all the sections were individually done between 1978 and 81, so the full thing was
Got
done.
it.
So each section was like individually written and copyrighted.
So he
Dang.
was building this world in his brain, and then I'm
Well, because
interested to see where this goes.
he got the name Roland from the poem that he always quotes, and like that's like what it's
Mm.
totally like. It's something about someone named Roland going for a dark tower, and then that's what the basis was.
Oh.
So I'm not surprised at all that like he already used Roland in something.
Well, what's weird too is Roland's last name is like Deshane, right?
Oh,
Yes.
oh, sorry, I thought you meant in that book. I was like, I thought
No.
it
Now you
connected.
crazy.
Yeah.
No, but the fictional land that he's the king of is Delane, so it's
What
like
the
super close. And I was
Interesting.
like, So we'll see. I think that's it for recap for me. Luke.
I don't have very many, but I also want to point out that we said that Gravity Falls had the Lars and the Real Girl reference, and so did
Yeah.
Psych. They did the same thing. An episode was called
Yeah.
Sean and the Real Girl, and so both. That was the Bachelor
So
episode.
is that's just a saying then? Because
Well,
when are the timeline wise?
that Psych episode would have come out pretty close because Lars and the Real Girl was what, 06?
Was it that? Oh, fuck.
I
Sorry,
think
I
it was
thought it was
07,
way
and
later
that's
than
07,
that. Never
yeah.
mind then. Never
It's
mind.
like-
Never mind then. Why did
Uh,
I think it was way later than 07?
Because Ryan Gosling looks the same.
Yes, that's true. Okay, sorry.
Uh,
Go ahead.
Luke.
The only thing I might have, I think, is I started Orphan Black, the show.
Oh, yes.
And Tatiana Maslany is one of my favorite actresses ever. She's already played like 6 or 7 different people, and 4 of them are main. And you forget that some
Jeez.
of the other people are her while she's talking to herself because they're such different characters. Crazy.
Dang.
And then I've started Doctor Who. That
Oh,
the second series. Now there's a third one. I'm starting with the second one, and Christopher Eccleston is the Doctor right now. That might be it for my recap.
That's
Those 2, because Mark said all the movies that we watched. Yeah, that's it.
Real quick, the poem or whatever is a narrative poem by Robert Browning. I don't know, it's Child with an E at the end. I don't know how you pronounce that.
probably still Child.
Child Roland to the Dark Tower came, and
Huh.
that's basically what he based the whole premise of them going to the Dark Tower was based off this poem. So I'm sure he already had that in his brain beforehand.
Mm,
Yeah, that's it, I guess.
Huh.
But yeah,
Interesting.
so it was based on like that poem. So okay,
I am very curious about it.
we gotta go into Mission Impossible. Kelly, did you watch it?
no.
I
Sorry.
figured not.
There
You
would
guys
be some
sh-
things that you would like because it's De Palma.
Okay. Okay. I'm not interested in Mission Impossible basically at all. The only one I would be interested in is the first one.
Yeah.
Because I did not realize it was 1996 and
Yeah.
it's De Palma, and so I was like, you know what? I'd be down to watch it just because I feel like it'd be like fun and silly. I love the name. I think the name is fucking hilarious. But also that came from the 60s, didn't it?
Yeah, it
Wasn't a
did.
show.
Mhm.
The name is hilarious. I would be down to watch the original. Anything that came after it could not give a fuck.
Fair.
In my opinion, though, I don't like it as much because it isn't as silly.
Oh, it's not?
It could be sillier.
The fact, like
Hmm.
the point of that movie is that it's not like the show. It's very toned
Mm.
down, and it's
Yeah.
like not silly.
It almost
and I
seems like
kinda
it's
wish-
trying to be a serious take, and the silliness comes from the fact that we're in 2024 now, and it's like kind of
But-
cheesy. But
I don't like I've seen some of the newer movies and I
Yeah.
don't like that kind of silly where it's just,
Right.
like it's not fun to me.
No, no,
It's
I
well,
get
like,
it.
yeah.
the first movie, like this one, it's just like serious spy.
It's not silly at all, but he's like dangling from a
no, that part's
No,
actually
no.
crazy.
That's actually the best part of the movie.
That's
like-
actually the
and
most
when-
tense part of the
and-
movie.
And when he gets flown from the helicopter to the train, that's
That
great.
sounds funny.
I think
That was
I
insane.
think Kelly, the parts that I found silly that I think you might find silly are certain camera shots that De Palma tries
Many
to get,
split
where it's like
That's what I like.
split diopter, canted camera angle, like
Very
that kind of
much,
stuff.
very much.
Yeah. I should have
Very much.
known. I totally forgot that was a De Palma thing because Don Mancini has said Brian De Palma is like his idol for directing, which is probably why he has
I
so
did
many
not know
split
that.
diopters. Yeah.
Alright.
I want to hear everyone's raw thoughts. Also, when's the last time you watched it?
Oh,
I had to have been 11, 12.
Whoa, so like 40 years ago?
It was around the time that, because I've seen this movie maybe 2 or 3 times,
Okay.
but when Mark and I watched all of them, that was the last time I think I've seen this one.
Okay.
me
So whenever
too.
the last time I saw it,
So if you were 11, I was like 14.
I don't think I don't know if I was 11.
Whatever
Maybe
age
12.
you watch it, I had
Maybe
only seen it
13.
once. I did not remember any of this movie. Any of it.
Yeah.
We were except for the dangling part because
Yeah.
I did not remember the ending with the helicopter. I did not
Okay.
remember the
I
beginning.
didn't remember
I
that.
did not
That
remember
was crazy.
everybody
That was
dying. I had no idea what this movie was actually when we were watching it. Like I'd seen it one time and totally. And I don't even remember the second one except for the beach at the
Okay.
end because that's when we fast forwarded.
Guys,
Yeah.
What do
but-
you mean this movie isn't silly? I'm 3 minutes in and he just took his face off.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
it's
okay,
basically
okay.
that
one.
okay.
What
That is-
guess
are you
I guess
talking
so.
about?
I guess if you don't know that, you're
That's
right.
true.
Kelly-
We knew
Kelly,
that. We knew.
You
Do
just
you
got to see my live reaction to it too.
Do you care about spoilers, Kelly?
Not even a little bit.
Okay.
I want you to tell me
Emilio
everything about this
Estevez.
movie.
Emilio
What?
Estevez is in it for total 15 minutes, maybe.
God.
As the
No.
only main
Act
character,
one.
and then died. Yeah.
How does he
That
die?
one
Brutal.
scared
Like,
me.
Brutal. He
No,
dies
he's-
brutally.
He's
brutal
on the
death.
top of an elevator,
Oh,
and
no.
then somebody messes with it and makes it go up, and like he gets impaled. Yeah.
It was a
Yeah, it's
very
bad.
Friday the 13th like ending because it was like the build up to this kill and it didn't show the kill.
It
I
like
did.
half
It,
a
like,
second.
showed it for,
was
like, half a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So, this,
remembered
these
that part.
opening
Yeah.
credits are. This is
It's
funny.
pretty crazy.
But
I,
sorry.
that part used to scare me as a kid when
Yeah.
Emilio
Sorry.
died. Like, it scared the hell out of me.
They basically Simon Pegg is the same character.
Yeah.
Like they basically
later
they just
movies.
changed the name, but it's basically
It's
the
the same.
same character, just Simon Pegg instead. To be honest,
We need tech guy. Yeah.
Tech-
that kind of thing.
funny tech guy. Yeah.
I
Mm.
respect that Ving Rhames has been there
Yes.
from the beginning.
I think he's been in all of them, right?
He has. Well,
He's the
I
only
actually
one with Tom.
can't confirm if he's in some of the middle ones, but it's
I
fun that
guess-
he's still around.
If I thought he might have been in 2 and 3.
I don't
thought he was in
remember.
all of them.
Do they ever explain why he was excommunicated? I don't know what they say in this one.
They did. and I don't think
God,
so.
no.
Okay.
Okay,
Um,
but
they-
he always is. That's the plot of every single one of them.
Okay.
Which I'm
Wait,
fine.
No, but I was
You're
just
talking about
straight.
Ving Rhames.
I was talking about
right?
yes.
Oh.
I know why Ethan
right.
Hunt was in this one, but that does happen in I would say how many movies are there? 7, 6 out of the 7, 5,
6 out of the
5.
7,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Maybe not the second one. The second one, he's
I
actually.
think so. I think he gets excommunicated in about every single movie. But that's what's fun about it. It's basically because they
part
want to
of it.
continue the franchise without it being like over reliant on the spy gear, so they have to have him excommunicated every single time.
Luke, you were saying that you did not follow this movie at all.
No.
Yes.
No.
I can confirm he didn't. I was watching
no.
it, and him and I kept looking at each other because we didn't know what was happening.
I read reviews, and somebody was like, "I like this movie. Is it confusing?" Yes, or something like that. But they were talking about. I think people had problems with it. I think it's just
Oh, okay.
okay. Steven Zalian helped write it, and he did Ripley, the new show, and
Oh.
it's written like that, where like the dialogue, like you have to like the dialogue. I feel like is written like that, where they're not saying what's being said,
Mm.
but like you can understand. But
Yeah.
because
But
the
we
movie,
can't.
It's like it's not like Ripley where you get what's happening.
It's
but
not filmed so you understand what
Yes.
they're not saying.
Like,
it's
some-
filmed like an action movie where they need to explain everything, but they're not explaining anything.
especially with a spy movie about like this random technology thing that has like this whole thing that if you connect the things with the names, but that's the spy. But no, but really they thought the spy was this, but it's really John Voight. But John Voight.
I
But- so yeah.
I will say that it's not filmed as much like an action movie as you would think, Kelly. Certain set
Mm.
pieces are, but
Yeah.
for the most of it, it's more like Cold War spy
yes.
thriller.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's been
right.
getting from what I've
Yeah,
seen,
yeah.
other than that opening that
I-
you saw flashing lights on my face.
That's why I read the Brian De Palma, the original creator of the show, came on set, and I
Oh.
think he asked him to leave nicely because he said, "I'm a big fan of the show, but this is nothing like the show, and we're gonna be uncomfortable if we like."
We're gonna butt
So,
heads the whole time.
That's why I was watching it, and I told Mark, I was like, "It seems quiet." Where I know the new show is they're taking off faces left and right, and it's like boom, 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 and this is like
I,
like that.
I do think it's funny at one point because Tom Cruise has to dress up like a diplomat, and it's very obvious that the diplomat is just Tom Cruise in old age makeup.
But that's what I
Like,
like.
show him
I see.
original.
I like that
So
more
I
than I like that
missed that.
more than just
Yeah.
different actors.
I missed that with them different. Yeah.
I was like, that's for sure Tom Cruise, definitely.
Luke and I were trying to figure out the plot for this movie, and kept talking about with the plot, and we were kind of understanding, and then it turned out that plot was actually just a fake out to kill the whole team, and the real plot started, and we were like, no, now it's a different plot that we have to follow, and so like that confused us because we were really trying, and then we gave up because we didn't want to understand a second plot.
I think we understood maybe 80%.
We did not. I didn't get it. I actually didn't get any.
I feel like I understood it, but they kept saying the knock list, and I didn't know why they
The
were
knock
calling
list.
it.
Yes, the
NOC.
knock list.
I had to Google it. Yeah, I had to Google it. It means non-official cover.
I never
because
understood that.
what they were trying to get was it was a document with all of the aliases of their undercover agents in Eastern Bloc countries. So if they got exposed, they would be killed. So that's why it was like such a big deal.
Okay, Mark brought up a good point.
Yeah.
At the beginning. So the bad guy.
Yeah.
Well, but this was a decoy, so this doesn't matter because they had the real knock list somewhere else. But at the beginning, they think that the bad guy stole one half of the knock list,
Yes.
but he needs the other half of the knock list with the actual names, not the code names. So why
You
didn't
can
that guy
decode it.
just steal the part with the real names, not
That-
the code names?
I was
Or
like,
did
that's
they
where-
mean to combine them?
I
You have to
think.
combine them. It doesn't do anything if you only have half.
Okay, but it would still say the names.
But now it's all a decoy.
But it would still say the names on it. It just wouldn't pair up who is who.
Well, that's what's important though, because they can know who your agents are, but they don't know what
But
their
they don't know where
cover
they are.
names are. Yeah, or where
Except
they are.
like if they're just trying to kill all of them, then they would just need like I would steal the second half first, just in case you never get the first half.
Well, turns out the whole list is actually in Quantico anyway.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
Quantico
see,
here.
like this is what I'm
No, sorry,
talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Like I don't get these movies. I watched No Time to Die, and I didn't understand a single fucking thing about these stupid fucking plants and this stupid child that's there. I don't understand spy movies.
Okay, so
I don't get it.
my-
Why are they so confusing?
My least favorite part about
Sorry,
this movie, and Mark
God.
brought this up too, is that in every spy movie, man want to have sex with woman,
Yeah.
Yes.
and so that
And
was
it
my least
blinds
favorite
him,
part about
yeah.
this was there was no, they didn't build that relationship at all, and then she was like bad, and then she died, but then like he felt
Then it
something
doesn't.
for her,
Again,
and then it was kind of like I don't
spy
know.
movies, and I think that's partly based on James Bond, which is why like no time. I'm bringing up No Time to Die again. It happened in there too because it was like James Bond influenced so much, and that's like what happens. But it's like, oh, I kind of don't trust this person, but like I'm horny, so we gotta have sex. Like that's what like, all these
Yeah.
movies do.
And then I didn't do that. No Time to Die was different because that was actually
No, but he didn't. So he did trust her, and then he didn't, and then he got back with her, and then he didn't trust her again, and he stayed with her.
Then he
And then-
died.
for a second, he thought that she was lying to him again, and then he realized that the kid was his, and then he trusted her again, and then he died.
yeah, I don't remember that movie.
I do I do want to
So
say
confusing.
that in Mission Impossible, he seems upset for exactly 1/4 of a second when she gets shot, and then it's never addressed again that she's dead.
No. But my favorite part of the movie is the vault scene, and that's like separate.
Yeah,
but that's
yeah, yeah.
one of my favorite parts of the franchise in general.
It's
Also,
good.
I'm gonna say this again, felt very much like Ripley again because it's
Yeah.
like the entire thing is every small detail, and it's so quiet because he can't say anything, and
Yeah.
there's no noise.
It was real good that
And
there's no
makes
music.
it really good.
Yeah.
Like that scene is really good.
There the fact that he just like sees a Bible and it happens to be stamped with the clue that helps him
Yeah, I
solve
know.
the
Okay,
thing is,
okay,
like,
John
such-
Boyd, you should have thought of that, right? If you're thinking of everything.
He even said it on the train. He's like, those
I went
Gideons
to this
stamped the
hotel.
Bible, didn't they? It's like,
Why would you have to name that hotel? Anyways, I like the Bible references and the Jobs and the whatnot. Were we confused? Yes.
how
But
funny
I like
is it that he
the
knew that
references.
Job and like whatever the passage was, 3:14, was important. So he just started emailing random emails
Yes.
that was like
Oh.
Job at
Wait, I
3:14.
don't understand what was happening.
Also,
How did he
also,
find the right one?
Also, my favorite part.
tried
about
them all.
this Is, the internet.
All the languages.
He actually did.
In German,
He
yeah.
tried all
Every
the
single
languages.
language.
I like that the internet is like this new thing
Yeah,
because they
right.
keep on calling it the internet because it's like 1996,
yeah, right.
and it was like, oh man,
That's
that's
good.
also good. That was also really good.
Also, something I liked with this was like he basically was acting like Maverick, to be honest, in the beginning, where he's like hot shot, like whatever.
And
I
it
will
was
say
actually
like
kinda
it
crazy
was
to see
very
that.
quick because
Yeah.
it was like the team died and then he matured, and so like this movie is showing him maturing, which you would think would be like later on. It happens very quick, but it was very weird to see Ethan Hunt like be kind of
It was
like a
crazy.
cocky asshole because like later
Right.
he's just like sad and like trying to save people, and everyone's about to die all the time. So
So he's not like that the rest of the movie.
No.
Because I was
no.
gonna ask you guys if it normally feels like he shouldn't be in the rooms that he is in.
no, so
In
that's
most of
only
them.
Yeah, but in a
Feels
different
like he
first
shouldn't
two.
be allowed in there
Yeah.
at the beginning of
Maybe
this
two.
one. Yes.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be allowed anywhere with glass. I'll tell you that much.
No.
Okay.
Because there's a scene, they do this James Bond type thing where out of nowhere, Emilio Estevez gives him a stick of gum and was like,
I saw that.
"Hey, exposition. If you stick these two pieces
Yes.
together, it will blow up." So he's in a combination restaurant / aquarium later in the movie, and
Oh,
he
yeah,
like
I didn't
explodes
really think about
everything.
that.
And then the fish and the water go everywhere, and he has to like outrun it. It's very funny.
there was
So much
way
water.
more
So
water
much
coming
water.
after
You're
him
saying
than
this
was
is
in
a
the tank.
serious movie.
It's pretty funny.
This is from 1996.
Well,
How
they
serious
treat
can it
They
be?
treat it more serious
They
than I
do
think
treat
it
it like it
actually
is serious,
And
yeah.
I wanted it to be. Then yeah.
And
Yeah.
Jean Reno, John Reno,
Yes.
was really having a moment in the '90s, and I appreciate him being in this movie because I was like, oh yeah, Leon the Professional was like just before this. He was a really good part that I did not remember from the movie. I was like, who is this guy? And I think you know, the vault scene where he's going down, of course, is like crazy good. But I really love the scene where he like does the sleight of hand. He
'Cause
basically,
that was real.
yeah, the other guy had the actual list, and he convinced him that he
Oh.
had a phony list using sleight of
Confused.
hand. And
They can't keep doing phony lists.
I was, yeah, there's so many
Um,
phony lists.
and then like so the guy threw the list away, and then Tom Cruise went over and picked it out of the trash and was like, yeah, that actually was the real one.
That
I was
was
like, oh,
confusing though. Obviously it was meant to be, but I'm talking about confusing in like his tactic immediately was like, I'm just gonna confuse the shit out of him. Like
That was his
be
tactic.
doing
Yeah,
like
he's like, I don't know
magic.
what's going
He was basically just doing magic tricks to confuse him,
Close-up
so,
magic.
so he
He
gets
was
so
like-
mad and confused
was
that
gone.
he just throws it away. Like I don't know how he planned that out to work that way, but it was real
But it
good.
worked.
That's why he's Ethan Hunt, and that's why he's in the IMF.
You know what I will say too?
yes.
I was watching this while still kind of sick, and when she put the little thing in his coffee that made him sick all the time, I was like, this guy's literally me right now. I'm a kindred spirit with this man.
Oh, that was crazy. He had to throw up so many times.
So many times. And I
He
didn't-
threw up?
I didn't throw up.
Oh wait,
not
sorry, not Ethan. That okay.
The other guy who was guarding the vault, Kelly, they basically put, I don't know what it was, Ipecac
Oh.
in his drink, and so he just kept having to run to the bathroom, and I was
Oh.
like,
Oh, me!
Okay,
Earlier.
feel
Wait,
sick.
you guys
Yeah.
see right now.
Whole thing,
That wasn't
guys.
his coffee, right? It was
It was
her
his.
coffee.
No, it was his.
oh,
I told you
Okay.
this is.
See, you guys did
No.
not.
I
He
told
sat
you.
down- yeah, he sat down and put it there, and then she sat next
I-
to him and like
I thought
sprayed
it
it
was
in there.
hers, and he stole a sip.
And
That
I was
so
trying to explain to
funny.
Luke, like, how would she, how would she know that he was gonna steal her
that's-
coffee? Because normal
I
people don't
was
steal
playing
people's
so much
coffees.
chess, and they just knew he would steal her coffee.
I already
That was-
explained this to you.
I
I fucking hate when I watch these spy movies and I'm relying on Luke, and then I have to explain stupid shit like this to him. Because I'm relying on you to explain the plot to
Luke,
me.
has the
That-
common sense gotten better or worse?
It's gotten. Well, ask Mark.
The
I
same.
think it's gotten better.
Okay.
I see no change.
Okay, but it was bad when I first moved up here. It was really.
Oh,
really bad.
since you've moved in, that first week, I got mad at you at least once a day. Like, legitimately,
It
like,
was
this man does not know
bad.
how to live.
For being incompetent?
Yeah, you know what? It's been better the last 2 weeks, though. I'll say that first week was tough. It was tough. I was like, I can't go in the kitchen if he's there. I just can't do it anymore.
Luke, as a man who made the worst mac and cheese that's ever graced this earth,
That is true.
I feel you.
That is true.
I feel your pain. I'm with
Well,
you.
it's 'cause it was really bad though. Common
Straight up,
sense.
our mac and tacos was better than Matt's mac and cheese that one day.
It
That
was
your
really
mac and
bad.
cheese was the worst thing I've ever eaten in my entire life.
It was inedible. Yeah, it was
I
really
don't
bad.
even understand.
How'd you
how
fuck
could
it
be
up
that
so bad?
I didn't use
He
enough
didn't put
butter.
butter.
I did.
I
I
don't
put
understand.
butter,
Had to use
just
full
not
stick.
enough.
No,
I-
no. He didn't use a stick. He used scrapes from the top of like the
Oh,
tub.
that's fucked
all
up.
we had was
Country
the
time.
tub, and so I didn't know how to like measure. I was like, I don't know how you get like tablespoons out of this, because now.
But
I would probably
but it
just
shouldn't
take
be
an actual
tablespoons.
spoon.
I was just gonna
Yeah.
say it's supposed to be a
Right.
whole stick. So like, in relation to how much you did, I think you probably used like probably 3 or 4 tablespoons, and it's supposed to be like this much or something like that. Maybe less.
I definitely used like 1 tablespoon.
It
It was
was
terrible. It
bad.
was so bad. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
interested in how bad it could be.
No,
But you
it,
don't know
it was
that be
weirdly
that
like cardboardy. Like I don't know how to even explain. Like the taste was
texture
not
was
even. It was so
Yeah.
weird. Like I just remember everyone was eating it, and we kind of just looked at each other like, are we
What
not
the
going to acknowledge how
Yeah.
fucking awful this is?
hell? I take full responsibility for that and have since improved.
Yeah, that you know what, our Macintalkus was better, but that was
will
also
agree to that,
terrible.
yeah.
Macintalkus
Although
was
also
bad.
inedible.
It was
Yeah.
awful.
Uh,
I want to point out that the description for the second movie on Paramount says that Ethan Hunt is the greatest spy in the world, and he did not earn
And
that title.
nothing in this
movie.
movie, nothing in this movie proves that he is the best spy.
We said
Basically-
maybe by the fourth.
Yeah, by the 4th one,
he
he's
could earn
probably
that
the
title.
best spy.
You know what
yeah.
You know what I do think is funny is since the government were trying to catch him and he was like, I'm too fast for you, you can't catch me. They're just like,
Yeah.
okay, well, we'll arrest your parents and say it's for
Okay.
selling drugs.
That was
That was
crazy.
damn
That was
really
insane.
crazy that Ethan's parents were in this movie.
Ethan's parents got arrested for them to draw him out of hiding.
And then when they let him out, they were just like, oops, misunderstanding. And they're like, what?
I
Well,
saw
then they
that
framed
the-
them for drugs, isn't that what
They
happened?
did. Yeah, they said they were drug smugglers.
And this is the IMF, and this is not the bad IMF.
That's what
This
I'm-
is like the actual IMF doing
Yeah.
this. Like the
that
IMF
guy-
fucking sucks.
Which guy?
That guy who did the framing is in Dead Reckoning Part 1. I saw.
No.
It's the same
Really?
character. They brought him back, which is really
Oh
cool.
my God.
Is he at the very beginning when Ethan has that somebody else's face on?
Maybe.
And
Is that
it's a
him?
really good scene. It's like
That could be any. That could be any.
But what
Well,
if it was
well,
someone
no.
just wearing a face? Yeah.
Well, but I think it's the guy that Ethan's gonna talk to or something.
Guys,
I see, okay.
what if
I don't
at
know.
the end of Dead Reckoning Part 2, Ethan takes off a mask and it's been a different actor the whole time?
Oh my god.
That has to be
Oh my
it.
God.
It's Emilio Estevez.
Yes,
Dude!
that's what it is. Holy shit.
That'd be the craziest plot twist of all time.
I was trying to figure out in 1996, would it have been like absolutely insane to be like, yeah, Emilio Estevez is die immediately, or was that like his level of celebrity at that point?
Probably. I don't think he had done. I
Well,
don't
he
know.
was
Mighty
in
Ducks.
Young Guns like not that long
Wait.
before that. So
I went to Mighty
What,
Ducks.
what
You
did
went
you
to Young
say?
Guns.
So you cut out.
oh, I was trying to see if him dying so early would have been crazy to audiences in 1996, or if his level of fame at that point was, oh, okay.
You cut out again, but I understand. But Breakfast Club had already come out.
But yeah, but it was 11 years before, so I was like, had he dipped?
Whoa,
back
really?
then?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't understand time.
But I think Young Guns was like 92 or 90, so like he was still kind of popular, I think.
When
Yeah.
was Repo Man?
Oh, that was in the late 80s. Oh yeah, that's his best work.
Yeah, I don't think this is a Drew Barrymore situation where it was like, oh, it's crazy that
Also
this
came
person
out in
did.
'96.
Yes.
Ellie, do you know that I met the director of Repo
What?
Man and auditioned for him when I was
What
in college?
the hell?
He
What?
came to Tucson
Right.
and filmed a movie called Tombstone Rashomon, which not a very inspired name because it's exactly what it sounds like. It's Tombstone told from the perspective of like 4 different people. And so
What
like
the
he came by the film
hell?
department and talked to people and like opened up auditions, and I auditioned for him.
That's
And
crazy.
he
That's just-
rightfully never got back to me because I probably looked like I was 14, and I'm like, who am I gonna play? And
That
also,
is
That's crazy.
wild.
not really an actor, so what was I doing? But it was cool that I met him.
Yeah, what the hell? No, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's very strange, like surreal, where you're like, you've done actual stuff. Why are you here? You know, like, it's weird.
Crazy.
That is crazy.
You guys see Sky freaking out back here?
Yeah, what's going on?
She's playing with her toy.
Oh,
Good catch.
should we have known? Just because it was played by John Voight, be like, this guy's up to no good, or
Apparently, he's a character from the original. Jim Phelps. I
oh,
read
is he?
that.
Okay.
That was,
he like the
only
main
recurring
guy?
character. So maybe that
Oh.
was like
Mm-hmm.
even more of a twist that character was bad.
It's
As if it was from the original.
It's hard to
Question mark.
tell because I remembered from the like before we
Right.
rewatched it that the
too.
twist. So I was like, I can't tell if it's just, he seems suspicious or if I just know this movie too well.
When he was like, "You gotta get out of there," but you know because he's controlling the elevator, but like he's like not looking at the keyboard,
He's just-
pressing random things. And it's just like, get out of there.
I do
Yeah, he did.
appreciate the attention to detail where he like makes show blood on camera and fall like 30 feet into a
He did.
river
He was
and
committed.
just be fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
but
It was-
I thought it was very funny when they did the slow mo of him because he has the camera on of him like the
Like,
fake
"Yeah."
blood on him. I was like, what is happening?
Oh, that
and he's
one
like
part
looking up. So
actually-
you don't... What?
Yeah, I liked when it was like Ethan's head, and he was trying to debate whether she was part of it or not,
Yeah.
and it was like she blew it up and turned towards the camera, but then he's like, no, maybe he could have done it on his own.
Oh, I got
like-
confused
I
by
liked
that. I thought both
I-
things had happened for a second, and then I asked Luke what was going on.
I appreciated knowing that like Ethan knows that it's him, it's Phelps,
I like that
but
too.
like him like recounting a story that he knows is
Right.
BS, like that was cool.
I was gonna say something, and then I forgot.
The guy just fell into a canal.
That's
that was him.
That's John
He
Boyd.
faked it.
He faked it.
Yeah.
A little
faked it.
reminiscent of Les Miserables.
Oh,
it?
you know what?
I haven't
still
seen it.
Kelly. The reason I haven't seen Les Mis is because I turned it on, and I thought Russell Crowe's singing was so fucking bad that I just turned it off. And I need to get
But
through
you
it.
like
Than
the
Les Mis.
I
SOS
don't-
song from
listen.
Mamma Mia.
Listen to me.
I think maybe we should unpack that.
Listen to me. It just got me out of it. I just needed to get past that part, but I was like, I can't do this right now. Like, I did not expect Russell Crowe to come sing and not rhyme anything, and I was like, what's happening?
French.
French.
Do you have a-
Also, Russell
Um,
Crowe just is notoriously known for not doing accents well.
This is
Uh,
true. Yeah.
Well, if you're looking for a really inspiring and uplifting movie, don't watch something called The Miserables.
That's
this
true.
is-
I mean,
yeah, that's also true.
that is true. I do want to watch it, though. I need to. I did not like the first song. And
The
then,
Miserables.
sometimes, like, your brain gets out of, like, oh, I want to watch this movie, and then, like, turn on, you're like, I don't know if I wanted to watch this movie, actually. Like,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
there's something
Yeah,
else.
I totally
think that
understand.
happened.
I do that.
I haven't seen the movie
Oh.
Um,
because I'm not really interested.
I remember
know
it was
about
there.
it.
We had some DVD or something that would always have that trailer on it because it would
Yes.
be. Was it?
Was it Phantom of the Opera or something?
I don't know because
That
like
would've been
I just
before,
remember someone being in like a cell or something and singing in a cell
Is that
in the trailer.
Q?
I don't know. I think it was a woman.
Oh, Anne
Was
Hathaway.
it Anne
I think it was
Hathaway,
Anne.
maybe?
I-
Yeah.
Anne
Yeah.
Hathaway?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Luke's immediately interested.
Interesting.
Oh, guys, I watched The Idea of You, and I had no idea it was the actor who played Jeff from Bottom.
yes,
Yeah.
it's Jeff.
But
What's his
like,
name? Nicholas
'cause,
Galanstein?
yeah,
Yeah.
you guys know I'm
he's
not
great.
good with like actors and everything, and like it's like oh, I recognize him, but like he plays it so fucking differently that it was like jarring to me, being like, that is complete opposite of what he played
It's
in.
Jeff playing Harry Styles.
I know.
Yeah. I had a thought about Mission Impossible. They do a thing in Act 3 that action movies do where it was like John Voight should have shot Ethan and then just didn't
Yeah.
and left, and I was like,
Oh.
Oh,
My
oh,
least
yeah.
favorite. Oh my gosh, my least favorite line in anything gets said in that scene. It
What
was
did he-
what
did he say?
awful.
What do you say?
It was awful. I already tried the goods.
Yes,
or
when he's talking about the
something.
woman,
He calls
Oh.
her the goods.
it was awful. Luke, yeah, that
It was
it
awful.
got a visceral
Pretty bad.
reaction from both me
I've
and
said
Luke.
worse.
Yes, you have.
but not on a feature film, so I was
It
just
was
like,
awful.
I mean, it was the bad guy saying it.
It was the bad
No,
guy.
it-
No, but like what I'm saying is, I want to clarify, it was not Ethan saying it.
It was
Like
not
it
Ethan,
wasn't
yeah,
like
right,
the
right.
good guy saying it.
No,
They shouldn't
but
put it
was
anyway.
strange. It was strange. It was.
Ugh.
It's weirdly phrased.
Yeah.
Like if
Yes,
it was
but
just
good.
normal about his.
they tried to be so clever,
Misogyny.
yeah, with their misogyny.
Yeah.
Uh,
Disgusting.
I also think, like, I don't remember the character's name, Jean Reno's character, is the best helicopter pilot in the entire world. How did you fly into
Okay.
a train tunnel and continue to
The
keep flying
longest
for
train
10
My
tunnel of
minutes?
all
second
time.
favorite part of the movie. That was good. But it is strange because it's like
is silly.
Yeah.
it is.
What?
That's the silliest part of the movie, for sure.
For sure.
is
That's,
the
you've
ending.
said that 3
It
times.
kinda-
It's the
It kind of
climax.
feels like, especially because that scene is all CGI and none of it was really CGI before. Like,
Yep.
like a completely different movie for the last fight, and that's my second favorite part of the movie.
And you know what is also a great part of this movie is that when we're wrapping things up at the end after the climax to show that Ving Rhames and Ethan
Yes.
Hunt, I don't remember Ving Rhames' name. What's his
Luther.
name? Luther, thank you. To show that they're doing all right. They're just sitting outside some cafe and Dreams by the Cranberries is playing softly in the background, and I was like, this is nice. This is a nice existence.
Mark and I at the beginning, this was a sign that I was just not fully aware of what was happening. When John Voight at the beginning is on the plane, and they're like, would you want to watch a movie? And he says the code, I prefer the theater. But I was so against him saying that. I was like, who is this guy?
It's the code.
Why is he saying this? And it took like a solid minute before Mark was like, oh, that's the code word.
Yeah, I didn't get it at first either. I thought he was just being an asshole, and I was like, "Oh
It is
wait,
kind of-
they always do this where they have to say multiple things. Like they have to have a whole conversation as code, which I forgot."
It is a little funny that like the follow up to the code is to like basically say the country that the mission is about. So like, I prefer films from Ukraine, and he's like, oh, he's like, I don't think they have a booming film industry. So if anyone's listening, like, what was that? Find a different code word.
Except if that happened on a plane, not once would I be like, "This guy's a spy."
I would be asleep.
Yeah.
Also, if it's Ethan Hunt, he's the best spy in the world. So
The greatest spy in the world.
after one movie,
So
After
funny.
one movie.
You want to know the telltale sign that this movie came out before 9/11? I'm so sorry to turn it in this direction. The tape says this message will self-destruct in
Right.
5 seconds, and then starts coming out of it on the airplane and no anything.
yeah.
Yep.
It's just fine.
Crazy.
It's interesting.
It was a different time. People were. He probably had his shoes off. He probably had his socks off. He's
He has a
probably gross.
cigarette in his hand
Cigarette.
all the way back in 1996.
Talking about having the goods. Gross.
Goods.
Oh, that
Um,
that reminds me of I'm trying to see what year it came out. For Charlie's Angels
Ooh.
came out in 2000, the year
Ooh.
before. It's
Okay.
like the first scene of the movie. It's like someone that has like a bomb strapped to their chest on a plane.
Oh my god.
crazy.
And like at first I'm like, how? Like there's no explanation as to how this person got. And then I looked up when it had come out, and I was like,
It's.
I
so
know they had
crazy.
some security measures, but like,
Well, it's like
it's not like how we are now with TSA, obviously.
Right.
well,
it-
like Final Destination come out in 2000.
Yeah.
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 It's
it's
crazy how much.
it's weird how there's such a shift. Like you can tell like before
Yeah,
or after. Like you'd be able to tell. It was weird watching there's a scene in Mad Men that I remember, and this was when it was in the 70s of them taking a plane, and how it's like with all the scrutiny Boeing's under recently, this plane looks like it's not going to make destination. Like this, it looks like it has lawn chairs instead of
Yeah.
seats. People are just walking about, lit cigarettes everywhere. It's so strange.
Yeah, I remember my first like introduction to how airplanes used to be was watching Mindhunter as a kid.
Yeah,
12-year-old. Being like, it's so spacious. Being like,
people wore
just
suits
get
for some reason. Yeah.
Yeah, flying attire was
there were
always
like whole
suits. It's so weird.
sofas in
Right.
a plane.
Why was that?
Why
Kelly,
would you
could
want to get on a plane with a suit on?
having to drive a little bit of the ways back from the wedding in a suit? Could you imagine taking a whole flight, like a cross country flight, in a suit? That's crazy.
If I was a man, maybe.
Should get less blood clots that way.
But I was gonna say
You
your
can actually
toes would
stand
be
up.
asleep.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, what's the deal? People, I mean, people didn't make it past. This is the 70s we're talking about. People didn't make it past 30.
The average
30?
life expectancy was 31.
Yep.
I'll say Mission Impossible. I was worried I'd be more bored because I
Yeah.
couldn't remember it, and I remember it being slower than the movies are now. But throughout all of it, I mean, mostly because I was trying to figure out what was happening and talking to Luke. But I wasn't bored during it. I really liked the part that we talked about with when it went silent.
Yes.
Because there was nothing. We did have a screaming cat in our room, so it wasn't completely silent. Or she was chewing on your boxes. She would not
Yeah.
leave your boxes alone. And the ending. So I think that happens a lot with spy movies.
Yeah.
Okay, so Luke and I also talked about like currently we're like, what was the plot of Dead Reckoning? And we're no idea.
Oh, I had a
Oh,
hard time.
I have no
with
idea.
you with that
It
one,
was
yeah.
something to do with Russia.
See, yeah,
It was
that's
AI.
that's a problem. Like
Yeah.
I
It
saw
was. It
the
was
man.
like-
I saw the man from Uncle like 4 times for some reason.
I don't know what the plot.
No
is.
idea what the plot is.
Yeah.
But that happens. I don't know what Skyfall's about. I remember Casino Royale. They sat at a
Seen that one.
like
Oh.
Casino Royale. There's casino, but why were they doing it at a casino? I don't fucking know. Like I
'Cause
don't.
Chief was there.
But was it just because he was there? But who is this guy? I have no idea.
Bad guy. I don't know.
Spectre has Blofeld in it. That's all I know.
Mark, I understand. I think the only reason that I remember Dead Reckoning is because I remember being in the theater and going, of course they did an AI plot line.
Oh,
Of
right.
course they would, you know?
Right.
Right.
And I just remember clocking that and being like, I hope they do it well, but it's Christopher McQuarrie, so he's gonna
Yeah, he
probably
does
do
it
it well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Um,
But I think that's just a problem with me with spy movies and
Yeah.
like in general. But I guess I don't mind it. I'm fine with being like I'm not following it and just waiting for the action scenes, to be honest. Like it's interesting enough until like that was my biggest problem with like No Time to Die was there's too much of stuff I didn't understand or didn't care about
Yeah.
and not enough of the stuff I like, to be honest. But like Fallout, Dead Reckoning, it has that stuff. I'm following it while I watch it somewhat. I just don't get all of it. Now the movies I like are ones that are action movies like John Wick, where it's like all that's happening is
Oh,
they keep
yeah.
expanding the lore, and I'm following that shit because I'm like I'm interested and I'm invested and I got to know the lore behind cutting off their finger to gain a life back. Like what?
I think it does a good job too, where it's like one piece of lore, 20 minutes of fighting. So it's like digest that piece of lore.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
do with
Now-
it what you will.
Now
Yeah.
James Bond seems like the opposite, where
Yeah.
it'll be like, here's all this exposition, and sometimes it's just like undoing the thing you had just learned, and oh god,
And-
it hurts my brain. And I like 3 of the 5 movies of Daniel Craig. I like No Time to Die because I had enough, but I just didn't like. It could have been so much better.
Luke, you can attest. Some of the older James Bonds, it's like they have like 1 or 2 like big action set pieces, and the rest
Yeah.
is him being awful to women and just kind of standing
Well,
around.
that's
That
why
is actually a correct statement.
I bought the full collection like
Yeah.
years ago. I watched 3 movies and was like, I can't do this. Like, this is just not my type of movie. Like, I just
I
couldn't do
will,
it.
it was
Okay.
much easier to watch it with Luke. If I had to watch it by myself, ooh, a little rough.
But do you have this?
Oh my gosh, it's the best
Beautiful.
one.
Yes.
Moonraker.
It's a VHS.
That's real
Luke,
good.
your description on our list was perfect. Naming all the crazy stuff
Yeah.
and then like dropping all that was in Moonraker. That's really good. I forgot about some of that, except I remembered Jaws fall in love.
That's what I
for
remember the most from that movie because
me
we
too.
were so excited.
It was
so excited.
so
that
much
he
of a
did.
turn from the last
Yes.
movie that on our list of villains we put an asterisk next to him and then wrote
'Cause
hero.
he was a hero. I forgot about the other side of the paper. That has like our specific rankings
And
instead
I-
of just movies.
I looked at the villains and I recognized maybe 20% of them.
Yeah,
I was like, who
Blofeld,
are these people?
Lashif, and
Rosa Klebb. I
Yeah.
remember
See,
her.
I like what Kelly and I
She's from Russia with Love.
like. You
Yes.
guys did that, and then I was just explaining this to someone how during lockdown, Kelly and I were showing each other shows, and while I was showing her Last Man on Earth, she was showing me Gravity Falls, which both have Kristen. What's her last name?
And
Shaw.
Will Forte.
Shaw. Yeah, yeah. But like we were showing each other at like the same time, and it was like that's what we were showing each other. Not nowhere near the James Bond movies.
No.
But
No.
it was like, okay, Gravity Falls, which starts getting insane in season 2, and then Last Man on Earth, which just gets so much dumber as the show goes.
Well,
Oh,
Mark,
man.
we're also like they wanted to complete all of the James Bond whatsoever. One thing we didn't like happened in a movie and we shut it off.
I respect.
I will
We are
will
different
never watch
people.
that movie.
Never, ever, ever put that back
Oh,
on.
Black Christmas 2006.
Yes,
Yep.
never put
Yeah.
that back
Crap,
on.
Black Christmas 2006 debacle.
Yeah. Then we watched Bodies, Bodies, Bodies again.
Yeah.
After
Okay,
that.
That's one of my
was
favorite movies.
insane.
That's
That
one of
when
my
you guys
favorite-
told me that when I came back.
We turned it off and just watched Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
For
second
it
time
was
that
just you and
weekend,
me.
Like 2 days in a row. Yeah.
It was 2
Oh
days in a
my
row.
God, yeah.
So, Mark, you
Yeah.
watched it with Luke and
Yeah.
I, and then the next night Luke wasn't there. We tried to watch
Yes.
Black Christmas, Black Xmas. Is
Xmas,
that
yeah.
Xmas?
Mhm. Yes.
Yeah. Turned it off immediately. Rewatched Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
Yes,
Oh my
yes,
God.
and then I went home and I showed Trinity.
yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
I like Buddies, but guys,
amazing.
actually that
It's so
reminds
good.
me. It's because I clickbaited, and you know how I did like Bodies, Bodies, Bodies alternate ending, and I put the top 5 Gus in there. 4,000 views, the highest on
my
Shoeless
God.
Productions history.
Bravo.
For
Our
that,
Fast X-
no,
our Fast
no
X-
dislikes.
You put top
That's what they're
5
about.
Gus in it?
At the end of
Yeah.
it.
At the end, it's the one where he rips his shirt, and it's like
the
there.
phone.
It's like instead of seeing his TikTok where he cuts himself,
It's
it's like
not like
it's
Gus.
it's Gus where his
So,
yeah.
Is that like a record of original top 5
So
Gus?
I thought about
But
that.
it's only the part.
I think I
That's
only
only
recorded
the
that part.
shirt.
I don't think I recorded the whole thing. And I had to
God.
wipe. I think I did my laptop, and I had to wipe my laptop because it stopped working.
Oh man.
It was
What
too
was
full.
That's crazy.
It was too full to like of videos, but it also had
Oh.
my ex's all of her schoolwork on it, and it was so
Oh.
like
God, delete
overfilled.
that shit.
No, oh, it's gone. It's gone. But like I like was trying to drag some, and then like it wasn't enough, and then I wiped it completely, and I moved like what I needed to, and then it works like pretty fine. Battery's still shit,
Nice.
but it actually works now. So
Our Fast X podcast broke 1,000. Is that 1,000?
Hey, okay.
that's crazy.
I don't know how.
Our
Did you
retention was
tag
37
gay?
seconds. I did tag gay.
37
You did tag
seconds.
gay?
Of course I did.
Did you do
Good.
it for this one? I don't know.
He has to do it for all.
Sometimes it doesn't work. I'll tell you that because I do it sometimes. And it does not get us views. Let's.
This is gonna seem like it's totally out of left field, but I forgot to say that Katie and I are in halfway through season 4 of Cobra Kai on rewatch.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, we're
Um,
gonna have to do that, Mark. I forgot.
Yeah, we got to do the
Um,
finales. Okay,
I had one more
okay.
thing I wanted
Lake
to tell
Mungo.
Kelly.
Oh, real quick. Lake Mungo
Yeah.
has 270. That of course.
Solid.
I so like
That's pretty good.
still pretty good.
For us.
Moulin Rouge has 6.
Yes.
Buddy.
Dick.
That Lake Mungo actually has more, or maybe because it's
It
like a
just
specific
depends.
movie.
Yeah.
They
No,
think that
it
was-
just
yeah.
depends on I think what people get recommended.
Yeah.
I think it-
it's
That's true.
just up to
Yeah.
in the air.
For sure.
Algorithm.
For sure. Also,
Well, because also Lake Mungo came after Fast X got a bunch, and so
Oh,
therefore,
that's
yeah.
true. That's true.
We gained 1 subscriber out of all that 900.
No
and
way.
Hell yeah,
Hey.
retention.
we're at
some.
11.
1 out of 900.
They're gonna leave once they see I'm back.
37 seconds retention. Sorry, Matt. Go ahead. Tell Kelly what you're gonna.
This is a callback from like 2 hours ago. You were
Nice.
talking about the machete, and it reminded me.
No.
Machete?
By our old place,
You were in
Oh
the
my
bathroom.
the nearest crossroad. It's not anything scary. It's just strange, and it involves a machete. There is a dojo. I don't know if it's operational. It says dojo on it. And there was a guy out front where all I remember that was that he was wearing camo pants, and he was whacking the weeds out front with a machete in the
Nice.
middle of town, across from
Wow.
a Circle K. And
At
I was
the
like,
dojo.
I was like, I hope you like own this place, or I don't know what's going on, but
That's.
it was concerning.
Oh
Uh,
my God.
and your talk of the machete remind.
Yeah. I don't know. They scare me.
They are scary looking. Who needs that?
They're scary
you-
weapons. Yeah.
are
Why
you-
do you need all that?
Are you Clayton from Tarzan? You don't need
What?
a
Yeah.
machete.
Whoa. Sick
Clayton.
reference. Sick name drop.
His
we
name is
watched
Clayton.
half of it.
Clayton in
Yeah, we watched half
Tarzan.
of it the other day.
Okay.
And I guess I forgot to mention that too.
Oh.
In the original book, Tarzan's given name is John Clayton. I had
Oh.
seen this on a piece of trivia,
Dang.
so it was a reference. Yeah,
Ah, John Clayton.
that was like his birth name before,
Oh, but
Sabor killed his parents. Yeah.
Fun.
Um, I
Speaking of too much. No, go ahead.
this is going.
No,
this
no,
is
not
this
that.
is dumb too. it's sad because my addiction also got overtaken, Matt, by the Chowder Scream 2 one that I made. So those are the top 2 videos on the channel are those
are
2,
good.
I wouldn't
And-
have it
They're
any other
short.
way.
which
Yeah.
is crazy, right?
I love
But
it.
I was looking at the comments for the Bodies because I saw there were 6 comments.
No way.
And I was like, "Oh God, I hate YouTube comments." Let me see. The first one was Kelly that has 5 likes that said you are an insane person, right? And then I realized 3 comments are from that because I said something back to you, you said something back, right?
Oh, okay.
So 3 other people commented. One said good. The
Yeah.
other one said another one said, put the XD of like the smiley face,
This is a
Oh,
laughing
yeah.
face, yeah.
and the last one said he. And that
That
was
does.
all we got. So
Wow, wholesome
raving
YouTube
raving
comments.
reviews.
100% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's crazy.
Wow, that's good.
You got to do another one. It'll be a trilogy.
I had no idea, like, because I saw that it had like gotten to like 200 was the last time I checked. Because I also don't use that YouTube channel, like when I usually was it that's shoeless. Maybe I do. I have not checked. Whenever I check views, I check tonight's watch to see like
Yeah.
however we did, right?
Right.
So I hadn't checked it since I had made it, which was like over a year. So like it went from like the 200 to 4,000. I was like, when did this pick up traction? What happened? And also, I think we had like 60 on the Chowder one, and
Yep.
it went to like 800. It's at like 877. But that's what's crazy. It hasn't
Wow.
even broke 1,000. But bodies. I just want to see someone's reaction that thought it was the alternate ending, and then seeing the top 5 Gus part, being like, "What?" and not knowing what top 5 Gus is.
That's
Good
crazy.
comment. Good.
Good. I like that. I'm
so
trying to think if
sorry,
I remember
everyone.
anything else about Mission Impossible though.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to tap out soon.
Oh well,
Oh, okay, sorry.
I have a most important question about the
Yes.
Mission Impossibles that I need the 3 of you to answer.
Please.
'Cause I didn't watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Does Ethan Hunt serve cunt?
No.
No. Okay.
Sometimes, some
Thoughts?
movies, some
Well,
What
one.
about this one?
I don't know why.
Anything
I
in the
want to
first
say
one?
Ghost Protocol, and that's it.
okay.
Well, I think in the later ones he's getting hurt and falling over more.
Oh, okay. I like
think-
it.
Or maybe
He
not
is.
getting hurt, but he does fall a lot. And he like rolls
does.
on the ground.
I
Ooh, and
know-
like in Rogue
It-
Nation when they like flip the car a bunch and he's like
Yeah.
bumbling around.
Yeah.
I know it's overplayed and over talked about, but when he runs, like, and he does,
Oh, yeah.
like,
Oh, he does in the
pull-out
first
run,
movie.
Yeah.
He does.
So funny.
He does. Yes.
Yeah, he's actually running pretty hard down that river walk or whatever
Yeah.
it was.
With the fishes?
Yeah.
Because I saw that.
Well, it was
Oh.
even before that. He was running to the bridge. John Voight went. Boop.
Mm.
Yeah, we did delay
I see.
Miz.
I'm not surprised that Ethan Hunt doesn't serve cunt, but
Mm.
I am disappointed with a name like that.
I
But he
will
always.
say-
Go ahead.
Ethan Cunt.
Yes, that I know. Someone on Letterboxd did bring up that the first 2 Mission Impossible movies are the only 2 where Ethan Hunt seems like he's had because he's so focused on the mission all the time that you can't imagine him having any. And that's why it's like weird with him, and I can't even remember her character's name in this movie. What is her character's
Yeah.
name? Claire. Because it's strange, especially with like Ethan Hunt is not like that in later movies, and it's doing.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
strange.
Wait, so he's not like he's not like that in other movies, like with women.
He
No.
he has a
ahead.
wife and
He has a
Shut
wife in the third one.
'Cause it's exhausting. These
And
movies. Fucking exhausting.
He has this relationship with I can't remember anyone's name, Rebecca Ferguson.
Oh
Um,
shit.
Where
Oh.
like not a romantic, but like kind of
they have
this
tension, but
Mm.
like
That's about the only thing. Yeah.
but it's basically
it, though.
what there's 3 movies of them together with tension and they never have sex
And they never
and they
resolve
never
it, yeah.
like it's just like they
Yes.
and it's like she knows about his
Yes!
wife and his wife is alive. He just like
Ooh.
they got divorced
They're
just
not
to like
together. Yeah.
to protect her, so he like still has those feelings, but she's remarried even though she still has the feeling. So
Okay.
like it's
So
they have a
still, they
relationship
had to
stuff.
go. They had to go down that route, but it's much.
No,
better
it's
'cause
way way better than
Yeah.
any
Yeah,
other
it's way
spy
better.
movie. Is like he's not just playboy around. Like I don't think they even mention him with anybody from
No.
whenever he has the wife on. Like, it's just him and Ilsa have like the tension between
Ilsa,
them.
thank you.
Yeah.
God, I could not remember.
I thought it was
Ethan,
Elsa the
so-
entire time until Dead Reckoning. I was like, it's an
Ilsa with
eye.
an eye?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
Ilsa.
So Ethan Hunt does not serve cunt, but we love him all the better
We
for
love
it.
him anyway.
Yeah,
we
he-
don't
yeah,
want
he's
him
good.
to.
We don't want him
We
to.
don't want him. We don't want to see what that looks like.
Mm-mm.
I really
No,
like
no.
No.
I really like the Katie Holmes like storyline of like that just saves him from being. Wait, that's his wife, right? No, not
Michelle
Katie Holmes,
Monaghan.
Michelle Monaghan. That really saves him from like being the
Third
Playboy is like continuing that on
He's
Indigo's
sad.
protocol and then continuing it
He's
on.
sad.
It's like
Right.
because they're always mentioning her and like I really like that because it like gave an excuse for him. They don't need an excuse, but all these movies always they're a playboy, and it was like this is the reason he's not, so we don't have to worry about that part of these action movies anymore.
Yeah, Ethan like desperately needs to go to therapy though, because anytime like his wife got brought up at all, even years later, like I know you're never over it, but like he clearly has not dealt with this
Not even
Ever,
a little bit
because
no.
he's so focused on running really fast.
All he does is repress and run.
Yeah.
Yes.
Repress and run.
Yes.
And they mention it, Matt, because he tried to get out of it. They talk about how he tried to get out of it and like just be with her, but he couldn't like sleep, and he like
Right.
because he knew other stuff was happening. So it's like, yeah, he definitely needs to deal with it. Because then he sees
Yeah,
her
he
and he
did
sees her with her new husband, and he's like, they're trying to stop a bomb, and he's like inconsolable and also driving a helicopter. Like, what is happening?
Yeah. And he's not as good as Jean Reno.
He is
Yeah,
not the
you-
greatest spy in the world, no matter what anybody tells me.
No, he's not. He's not.
He's not even as good
Um,
as Henry Cavill at flying a helicopter.
Correct.
Cuntiest spy movie. Nope, not a spy movie. Cuntiest spy movie, actually. Austin Powers.
Oh,
Absolutely.
obviously, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's good
Nothing
stuff.
has ever served as much cunt as those movies.
You're absolutely
Not
right.
bad.
You know
Also, it's
Katie-
not. Naked Gun's not spy.
No, it's just
No.
cop. It's
He's
yeah.
just doing. He's just.
And even then, it's barely cop.
He's.
That's got a romance in it, but it's good.
Oh
It's good.
boy.
Katie has actually, on more than one occasion, thanked me for introducing Austin Powers to her early in our
Good.
relationship.
Oh my.
Interesting. I'll have
It's
to tell
funny.
Trini that because she doesn't want to watch it. But if I
my
say
God,
that
they're
Katie
incredible.
wants to, or like if I say Katie didn't want to, or
Well,
what hadn't
was
seen it,
Yeah.
and then
So-
liked it.
This was early enough that Katie wouldn't tell me that she didn't want to watch something, and she'd just like sit through it with me. And I was like, when I found that, I was like, oh my god, please tell me.
Hmm.
But it was one of those ones where she was like, actually ended up really, really loving them.
It depends. I have to like, so like, she'll watch anything if I like suggest it in like the I want to watch it, but I just don't want to unless she wants to. Like I don't want to
Yeah.
force her to watch something if
Yeah.
I know.
I'm with you.
Other like that's why I knew she wasn't gonna like Chowder, right? But sometimes I'm like this. Like a lot of the times it'll be like, oh well, I'll be like I like it and Luke likes it, and she's like, oh cool, and I'm like Kelly also likes it. She's like, oh. Okay, maybe I'll try it. Or I'll be like,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
I'll be like, Katie really likes this. She's like, oh, interesting. Katie likes it. Well, maybe I'll try it because like I have proven
No.
I'm not trustworthy at all with
No,
movie
I think it's worse
recommendations.
when you say
Yeah, me
that
too.
us like that. we
Yes,
like
I'm
it.
not
I
a-
was gonna
Yeah.
say,
I can't
Katie
mention
makes
Luke.
sense, but saying,
I think
I'm surprised that saying I like something.
Kelly, in our household, you're the gauge as to like what's
That's what I've been telling her. That's what I've been
That's,
telling
concer-
her.
that's
okay. So
concerning.
what we have to
it
do.
doesn't mean that we'll like everything, right?
No.
But it's like, oh no, this is cool. Kelly likes
Okay.
this. Yeah.
So
Are you
Luke,
sure?
I was thinking that because
for now.
Trini was
Oh yeah.
not Trini was not like interested in Fury Road, right? But I was like, I think if she watched it, she would possibly like it. But I'm not gonna try to convince her to watch it. She didn't have to, right? Now, if Kelly does watch it, you have to let me know if you like it, because then I'll have to tell her if she'll like it.
Okay.
Be like, oh, you know what, Kelly liked
That
it, so now you have a
sounds-
possibility.
I know that you guys know what stuff that I like that you know to keep away. No, I know that there is a very clear line. But
Oh,
that's
for
sure.
good
I- oh,
information to know.
Kelly, I will say most of the podcast movies, you know, like Butcher Baker Nightmare
Baker
Maker is not her vibe. There's like two different sides, right? Of like Kelly
No, I know,
suggesting it. I'm
that's
never
what I
speaking
mean,
of
is
it.
There's a clear line.
Yeah.
Exactly. There are things that I suggest that you must never utter.
I don't even
out of your
ask.
mouth.
I don't even ask about your recommendations. I just start watching it by myself because I already know. I don't even ask
It
if she
depends
wants
on
to.
what it is. Because like I recommended, I was like, I think you would like, but I'm a cheerleader. But I would never, ever, ever recommend Multiple Maniacs. You know, like.
What?
You wouldn't.
Speaking of which, Kelly's is the next movie.
Oh,
Oh,
nice,
it
Luke.
is.
The
You have something
segue.
picked?
The segue.
Attaboy.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt the segue though. While
It's
I
so
was
good.
gone, we
The segue
completed a
failed.
bracket.
Oh, we did, didn't we?
Sorry. We
Oh,
completed
bracket.
a bracket.
We did?
Yes, so it's been a while, so it's a whole month. So our movies are. Do you guys have time?
I'm good.
Sure.
Yeah.
Little Miss Sunshine,
Okay.
Moulin Rouge, Butcher Baker,
Ow.
Nightmare Maker, and Fast X. What am I yelling?
No, I did this.
Oh, Luke's so laggy for me.
And it hurt my ear.
Oh. You okay?
Is Luke laggy for
Yes.
you guys?
Hard to tell. Luke, say something now.
No,
Or
sorry,
in-
not his voice.
Okay, he's
his
not laggy.
no, his like video. It's in slow motion. Actually,
Oh.
Oh no.
you guys will have to
No,
go
he's
back.
fine for me.
Go watch this 3-hour video. It's like so weird.
Oh,
my
great.
god.
3
Okay.
hours.
Okay.
So,
Disturbing. Little Miss Sunshine, Moulin Rouge, Butcher Baker, Nightmare Maker, Fast X.
I would say BBNM.
Yeah,
yes, and then Fast X.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because of the scene with the dead bodies.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
horrifying.
That is fair. That is fair.
Honestly, because
And
of Dom
then
shaking the whole house when
Moulin
he hit it.
Yes, absolutely.
Though the camera shook.
And then
I don't think it was intentional. I think the cameraman got scared.
he was not supposed to do that.
He was in his own D-box seat while he was
Yeah,
filming.
yeah.
Okay. Gay. Fast X. MR.
It's MR exclamation.
For
That's
sure.
what I was-
For sure.
And what?
What?
Because Butcher Baker and Little Miss Sunshine have actual representation. Now, the type of representation
I
is a
would
little
say-
different among
I
the
would
two.
say Butcher Baker too.
Yeah, because
And
they
then-
Then
they
Little Miss
mention it a lot.
And then Little
yeah.
Miss Sunshine.
Yeah, Fast X
then-
is sadly.
Fast X.
It's like because of Jason Momoa, it got a little bit gayer,
It
But,
is
like,
higher, yeah.
a little bit,
Nice.
but like it gets outweighed by like Roman and Tej.
It's
Like
probably-
they
yeah.
should make them gay,
Yeah.
but like they just make them just the most
They're not
toxic
gonna.
like men, and it's nasty and like whatever. It's like it's better than it was like Fast Five, but it's not good.
Yeah.
Matt, you have won 2 of 3 gay rounds. Congratulations,
I know how to pick 'em.
Strady.
Straighty. God damn.
Sorry.
Like your hair
sad.
is immaculate right now. I like it.
It's good.
Luke's hair, like the little loop. I like
Luke,
it.
yeah.
Okay, sad.
Oh, those movies.
Little Miss Sunshine.
for
Little
sure,
Miss
would say-
Sunshine.
Yes, and then
Now, is Moulin Rouge?
I would say
No,
Moulin Rouge.
I was not sad at all during Moulin Rouge.
But were
She
you sad
died.
during Butcher Baker?
Wasn't
Yeah,
sad.
yeah, kind of at the end
Right.
of Butcher Baker, with like everything that was
all worked out
happening.
okay. What happened at the end?
I feel upset, but I wouldn't say sad.
I'm like
Like,
sad that it's
upsetting,
happening
but
to
not
him
sad.
because like I want him to get out so
Right,
bad and he
right,
just
right.
keeps getting shit. That's why
Right.
I would say it was sad.
I would still say Moulin Rouge above that.
I
I think
think
that's the
I would
tiebreaker.
agree. Yeah.
I think by the
But
by
Fast
the
X is the bottom.
I think by the
That's
end
it.
of Moulin Rouge, I just did not. I was not paying attention.
I will say that I logically understood that it was sad. I didn't feel like the emotions of sadness.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't
But-
like sobbing, but I was like, this is sad, you know.
I didn't with Butcher Baker either.
Yeah, right,
Fast X
Um,
is sadly number 4.
For sure.
right.
Even though John
Okay.
Cena.
Oh yeah, he's alive. Nobody dies, Luke.
He
Gal
better not
Gadot
actually
is
like
back.
that.
Gal Gadot is back after 5
That
movies
is-
of not
I
being in
know.
it because she died. Don't understand.
Unhinged.
Oh.
Moulin Rouge.
Moulin Rouge.
Moulin Rouge
Yeah.
won.
Number
Um,
2, Fast X. Because of
Number
Jason
two.
Momoa.
Over Butcher
Fast.
Baker.
I would say number 2, Fast X.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
Matt. Matt, they were racing down the street and Jason Momoa was leading out the car like a dog, yelling at Dom.
Okay, good point. Point taken.
He speaks to dead bodies. That he like. It
He-
was
he painted their
weird.
toenails.
It was very weird. I thought he was painting his toenails.
No, but I thought
He
he
was
did
painting his toenails, but
his toenails while
Had
he
he
was like
already
singing.
painted them?
I thought so, but maybe it was just his. I remember toes. There's some toes.
Either way, it's not the environment you usually want to be. A lot of corpses around.
Oh my god.
Ew.
Jason Momoa just makes that movie worth it.
and then Butcher Baker, and then Little Miss.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, we did it.
Okay.
Kelly, are you ready to reveal?
I
what
need
your
your opinion.
Oh God.
All of us, yeah,
Do
we
I
all did
pick-
one without Kelly, right? It was supposed to be 4 weeks that we
Yeah.
did, and it
Yeah.
ended up being the 3, so it
Oh, we
works, I
skipped,
think.
yeah.
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 I need your opinion.
Okay.
Do I do a movie that is very near and dear to my heart, or do I pick a movie that none of us have ever seen before?
Oh, okay. I've just okay.
Luke, you have an opinion?
Because I know what the two are. I know what the
No,
two
you
are,
don't.
though.
No, you don't.
Nope, you changed them.
I changed one of
Okay.
them.
So the one
Um,
near and dear to your heart isn't what I think it is.
Do you want it to be what you say?
Oh god, I'm getting scared.
There's nowhere to watch it. So-
Matt, I'm starting to
Either
lean to
way
the
is
other
good.
option.
It's not that. There's nowhere to watch
Um,
it. That was what I was wondering. If you found a place to watch it.
If you had to
I have
flip a
no
coin,
opinion.
what would you want it to come up? as?
Nice.
You have picked ones near and dear to your heart in the past,
Yeah.
so you can stick with that because it's worked pretty well. Or if you want to switch things up, you can also change.
Near
I
and
say
dear
I
to
say
your-
change it up because
feel
we've
like-
done the ones near to dear to your
feel like
heart. So I
Julian.
say change it up. Do one that we haven't seen, any of us. That would be my opinion.
Movie
If I had to
that-
pick.
Family.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine
Julian?
with
Yep. I felt like Julian trying to play both sides.
Okay. Should have made a decision before.
Well, hindsight.
This is hard.
Matt,
Oh my
fill the
God.
space. Fill the space.
Let fill in the air.
Um,
You guys ever seen Pete's Dragon?
no,
I have not.
no.
Neither
you?
have I, but I remember seeing bits and pieces on TV.
He-
And I just saw Eyes of the Dragon and thought of it.
Matt, you see the BFG ever?
I have not.
You ever read
no.
the BFG?
No,
did not.
No, me
Oh.
neither.
All I know is that it stands for
Really?
Big Fucking Giant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
In my head, that's always the way I read it.
Mm.
Yeah. You ever
Yes,
read
yes.
Tuck Everlasting?
Yes.
Watch
Oh,
those.
damn it, you knew that'd get a reaction from me. I need you guys to tell me
All right,
off
pick a
the
new
top
one.
of your head. New?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. My pick is Behind the Mask: The Rise of Leslie Vernon from 2006.
What?
Great, I'm on board. Do you know what this is?
I have no idea what this is. Where is it?
That is a good question.
Oh, it's on AMC Plus.
Okay.
Nice.
Behind the mask.
This is the first pick of mine. Don't read anything about it.
I'm not. I'm
This
just
is
looking
the
it
first
up.
pick of mine that crosses the 2,000 threshold.
Is it really?
Wow.
And Luke,
Wow.
none of your movies that you've picked have been before 2000.
Yay! An hour 32.
Oh, yes.
My favorite.
Heck
Yes.
yeah. I like the pick. I've heard of this movie
I have
many a
not.
time.
I have no idea
I don't
what
know.
this is.
This is I know Mark. I knew Mark wouldn't know. This is the first time I'm picking a movie that I don't know I already like.
Right,
So,
so
we'll
we'll
see.
see.
But I've wanted to watch it.
What was the one near dear to your heart? Or you're not gonna tell?
Save
No,
that
I'm
one.
not gonna tell you.
Nice.
Well, that sounds great.
Cool.
Excited.
I'm going to stop the recording because we are about to.
Sounds
We're
good.
4 minutes away from 3 hours. So
Oh
Oh my god.
stopping now.
That's
Bye.
crazy.
Sorry.
Bye.